Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dan or Matt, whoever's birthday it is. Happy birthday to you. I knew it wasn't mine. Whose birthday actually is it?
You know what's annoying about that?
Happy birthday!
The last time this happened was because the last time we recorded on my birthday was when we were doing the crew road trip.
Ah.
Was that the same episode where we just abandoned you because you had technical difficulties?
Yes, it was. And you made me record for 6 hours longer than I thought I was going to in a boiling hot office. And I had to cancel dinner. Things I do!
I felt really bad about abandoning you in the crew, just FYI. I mean, we still did it, but I did feel bad about abandoning you and kicking you out to the road trip.
I'm going to take a bite of my birthday croissant live on the video. Actually, this is aging the podcast now because obviously this is going to go out in a week for patrons, about 3 weeks. Right, I bite my birthday croissant. Croissant.
Oh shit, yeah.
That doesn't sound like crispy and crumbly enough to me. Like, I think there should have been much more of a, an audible crisp there.
They're not thick, crisp. You're not going to hear it through my mic.
No, it should be soft and moist and buttery on the inside, but it should have a lovely crispy outside. Like, if it's a good croissant, there should be a proper hump to it before you get into the delicious chewing.
It does have a good crispy outside.
I didn't hear a crisp.
Are you talking about armadillos?
It's because how my mic's up, Don. If I turn all my mic processing off, you'll hear it. But also, it'll sound like shit.
Oh, wow.
I am bypassing all my mic processing now.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Let's hear the crunch.
Why is he recording from inside a plastic bag?
There's a paper bag. Look here. Put the processing back on. There you go. I did it.
Okay, I preferred it without. It was nicer.
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
It was being true to yourself.
All right, is it? Or these mics sound like shit when they don't have processing on them.
Well, my mic sounds beautiful.
Well, yeah, because all the processing built in. Because it's a fancy modern technical mic.
Modern, what was that?
Modern technical microphone.
I bought a tablet. I have a tablet now. I own it. I'm a tablet owner.
Daniel said this 3 separate times before we started recording. He's really proud.
Very proud of his tablet.
He's bought an entry level Samsung tablet, and he's like, whoa, look at me! I've got a tablet with a 1080p screen. Somebody stop me!
I set it up. I was like, oh, this is like the future. This is, and it's like slower than my fucking phone.
You know what we need? I think we need more. Something needs to have haptic displays. Am I using that word right? The shit that's in Mass Effect, where you wiggle your hands in the air and there's little, like, floaty holographic controls for shit.
Holograms.
I don't want that.
Huh?
You're talking about holograms. Where do the haptics come in?
Well, I don't, like... what does the word haptic just mean, like, touchy?
No.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, touchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boris Johnson's been a bit haptic this past week, hasn't he?
I mean, admittedly, by the time this goes out publicly, there's a same possibility the Conservatives have strung him up and dragged him to a pyre. You know?
I mean, yeah.
Or he's possibly, or he's just leader again. Who knows?
No, it'll be Penny Mumbly Flumbly, wouldn't it?
Or Rishi full of money.
I find it just fascinating how there's consistent rumours coming on number 10 that he found a loophole that's going to let him stand again. And it's terrifying as a possibility.
Yeah, but...
Just never dying, never dying.
If he does stand, you know what? At the end of the day, they'll get massacred in the next general election if that happens, so...
British politics is great right now.
It's hard to care about the Conservative Party leadership election. It's like voting on which one of the 8 men with a gun standing in front of you is going to shoot you in the face. It's like, I'll have Kevin, because I think he's got a good eye, and then you put your blindfold on and stand against the wall. I just, I don't give a shit, to be honest. Have all of them. Can't be worse, can it?
My thing was that I want there's some of them that I would actively be somehow worse than Boris Johnson, like Priti Patel, who is the devil.
Who somehow was so unpopular in her own party she couldn't even get the bare number to stand.
Yeah,
in the 8 who were allowed to stand. She isn't in the 8 because she couldn't find enough people to back her. She's that hated.
Priti Patel, Jacob
Which,
Rees-Mogg.
at least sometimes good things happen to nice people and vice versa. So that was good.
Oh, I hope he's going to be out of office completely. Who's the other one? Who's the culture minister? The idiot. The absolute fucking... Nadine. Those three.
Nadine and Jacob Rees-Mogg, who have both backed the same candidate, so you know who the real person to watch out for
well,
is.
This is the thing.
It's
right.
Liz Truss. Because for some reason,
God.
Jacob and Nadine are both backing her.
Well, here's the thing. The three people they didn't want were Jacob, Nadine, and Pretty. And now, Liz, just because the rest of them... They're not good, obviously, but at least they're not them, so...
Oh, God. It's just... Oh, it's so depressing. And it's going to carry on for the next, month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's blockable, though. That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
You just block the word conservative or Tory, and you don't see any of that.
Unless you're listening to this podcast, in which case you've had no prior warning and you're listening.
Yeah, or you go digging for it, because I like sometimes it's, it's just nice to just see just a massive amount of cunts.
I mean, admittedly...
just having a bad time.
I opened Twitter, and the top of trending is, all the latest from the Conservative Party leadership election.
You don't get a choice, Matt. Here's some news.
Yeah, no, it's... Yeah,
Your mistake there was opening Twitter.
Okay, but on a games front, though. On games...
Whoa, shit, game
I
news!
don't game.
Whoa! Whoa, wait a minute. This is the podcast. We're supposed to talk about how you don't understand, maths level GCSE or GCSE level maths,
Well, if we want to talk about stuff I don't understand, you could tell me about how that
clearly.
fucking space telescope or whatever it is fucking works.
It looks at stuff far away, John.
Yeah, but, why can't... okay, now...
It's just bigger than the last one.
Okay,
it just sees more.
Don't laugh at me at the end of the first sentence. Let me get a couple of sentences out before you start laughing, okay?
Okay.
How do we zoom in more? Because I'm assuming we're not just putting more and more fucking lenses in. So how are we zooming in more and better than we used to?
it's really
Catch
big.
more light. Catch more light, yeah.
What, you need a bigger camera?
No, it's got a huge mirror.
Has someone just built
big
a
light.
fucking lens 2 miles across in Chile or something?
Yeah,
It's
but
in
that's
space,
got,
John.
you see, the problem with that is that's got an atmosphere in front of it and clouds and shit.
Oh, it's in space, is
not
it?
as good.
Is it? It's a fuck off
Yes, the
camera.
James Webb-
Is it just a giant
Yes.
camera in space? Is that what it is? It's the
Yeah,
biggest.
it looks exactly
Someone's
like
just
a
sent a
DSLR.
bigger camera in space than has ever been sent before.
John, it looks like... No, I want you to imagine a beehive. And
Okay.
it's got 3 sticks on it. And there's a
Hang on top of the beehive.
yeah.
Just the pigeons off the
Yeah.
front of the beehive.
There's sticks and there's a beehive. And then the sticks on the top of the beehive is a camera pointed at the beehive, but the beehive's mirrors and they're pointed the other direction.
Are the sticks forming a tripod? Is that what you're trying to describe?
Yeah, sure.
Also, the beehive is resting on someone's washing.
Which
Just their sheets,
direction
hundreds
is
of
the
sheets.
beehive orientated? Can we see the hexagons?
John, can you just do me a
Yeah.
favour and just Google James Webb Space Telescope? It would be it'd be really helpful if you just looked at a picture of it.
Are we waiting?
Oh, it's a beehive with 3 sticks on it.
That's why, if you look at photos, the way you can tell pictures of from Hubble
Is
and
that
the days
real?
of take,
Because it just looks like something that someone made in Minecraft in
real?
5 minutes.
it's the size. It's
that
it's the
real?
size of a very large
No.
truck.
NASA's just on the fucking con. They took 10 billion. They've all wanked it away on
hang on.
Hogan
Did you say it was
hookers.
the size of a large truck?
Bigger than a large truck.
No, it's massive. Way
Yeah.
fucking bigger than that. It's huge.
Folded
I was
up.
about to say,
It's about
they
the size of a
I
truck
feel
and it
they
folds out.
why don't they just make it the size of, I don't know, the stuff they send into space anyway, like a space shuttle or whatever?
Because it's got to be bigger to get more light in it.
No, that's what I mean. Send something even bigger than that.
Well, there's a
It unfolded. It's hard to get things up into space.
it was launched on the largest available rocket at the time.
They can't
It
send
was
us in
that
pieces and
a
assemble
million
it up
years
there. It's
ago.
got to go up in one.
Well, you see, Hubble
Yeah.
was obviously set up by the space shuttle, and they did stuff to it. But obviously, we don't have a system like the space shuttle anymore.
Because they launched it up wrong.
They did launch it up wrong, but obviously,
Hubble was
and
broken. when it
also
first
important to
launched.
note, the James Webb Telescope is not in low Earth orbit like Hubble. It's actually much further away.
Yeah, it's closer. That's why the pictures are bigger. Closer to outer space.
There's no shit in the way. Got it.
No, there's no shit.
I'm going to be honest. The pictures, with all the shit in it, it confuses me.
What confuses you about it?
Imagine looking at the photograph that describes, the majesty of the universe. Billions of fucking, galaxies, each with billions upon billions of stars, the potential for life, and John's just like, look at all that shit.
What's confusing, John?
No, it's not. No,
You're like a dad at a boot sale.
No, shut up. It confuses me in the sense of the marvel of the universe. Because, like, I've got in my head that space is fucking empty and big, right? It's a fuck ton of empty. You just go, you pick a direction, start walking, and you can go for quite some time before you hit anything. Because space is big.
I'll be honest, John, you might struggle with walking.
Yeah. Well, I could be on like a space bicycle or whatever. All right,
take a fire extinguisher, wally it.
It's fine. But like, you look at that picture and you think that's a tiny, tiny speck of the night sky, but it's fucking full of shit, which implies the universe is really fucking full.
John.
But if for those two things to coexist. For that much shit to be in the night sky, but for there to be, like, most of space to be fucking empty, the universe must be really fucking big.
Do you want to know something else?
Much bigger than I anticipated.
Do you want to know something else that's going to blow your mind, right? The main picture you would have seen, the first one that came out, the one that just looks like a load of...
the twirly bits, the wibblies.
The stars, and all the stars.
Yeah.
It's like galaxies. That is, if you held a grain of sand up at arm's length to the sky, the amount of the sky that grain of sand covers up is the amount of sky that picture.
Yeah, I saw someone did like a zoom out of it, and I was like, fucking hell, the universe has got a lot of shit in it.
You know what you should try, John?
So much.
You know what you should try, John? You know what I'd love to see you... I don't know. I'd love to see a recording of you of trying it. I'm going to put the word game in inverted commas. It's called Space Engine. So it's on Steam. It's made by a Russian astrophysicist, and it is a simulation of the entire universe.
Yeah.
From the level of sand to, like, you can look in the sky, see all the stars, click any star, and zoom to it. But some of those stars are just entire fucking galaxies. You go to the galaxy, pick a random star, find a random planet, sit down and be like, this is big.
But I find the whole thing slightly unnerving and unsettling because it's too much. There's too much in the universe.
Yes, you should find it unsettling.
There's too much shit, and then I think, like, okay, hang the fuck on. Like, if like, in our stupid little solar system that's, like, one star in one galaxy has got, like, not just water on our planet, but, like, there's ice on other fucking moons in the same solar system, how much fucking conditions that theoretically support life is there out there? Because the universe is fucking huge. Well, there must be life out there. And I had a fucking mental breakdown. And all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I just realised I believe in aliens just based on the size of the universe.
Well, that's
off the back of one photo.
A, that's a perfect reasonable thing to have. B, one of the things the James Webb Telescope imaged was they imaged an exoplanet and found it had liquid water on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
So, water's everywhere. Life's everywhere.
God, I love those.
But there's a lot of gaps between it. It looks like it's full. Like, it's like the human body. How much of the human body is technically empty space?
As in, like, the gaps between atoms?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't want to think about that because I feel like I'm about to fall apart if I think about it.
Right.
Human beings are like 99.99999% empty space.
But surely everything
is. Isn't everything? Yeah, but it's nice to think of it in terms of yourself because you consider
yourself think of it in terms of myself. I don't think of myself as being made of atoms. I'll freak myself out if I think I'm made of atoms.
That original picture, that's like
I'm made of one John. All right, on the John John scale, I am made of one John.
Sorry, okay? I'm imagining all the bacteria in your gut and everything, just like little John, just with pickaxes.
No, I am one John on the John scale, and I'm an indivisible John. Because if you divided me, I'd be dead. So then, effectively, you can't measure me on the John scale.
Well,
anymore.
no,
and I feel better about myself if that's how I measure myself.
You can divide bits of you, and you wouldn't die. I could cut your arms and legs off, and you'd be you.
I feel like, please don't.
You're not any less you if you've got your arms and legs cut off. But that's dividing you, technically.
You see, this is why I don't think of myself being 99.9% empty and liable to just fall apart. Because I'm uncomfortable with the idea of you just cutting my arms and legs off, to be honest. And that would be, me just dissolving would be much worse. Like, you know, if I start thinking about myself as being empty and full of holes, think, oh fuck, what if I step in the shower and, like, the water just seeps in and I melt?
Okay, something I'm really enjoying, by the way, is that every other instance of these,
just turns off.
Every other instance of these is John being like, I don't understand the basic fundamental principles of how anything works. And this is just John having an existential crisis, which is refreshing. You know, because it's for a real reason.
No, I mean, literally, I looked at it, it's like, fuck, there's so many galaxies in one tiny speck of the sky. How many fucking planets are there out there? It must be like a number I don't know what it's called, like whatever's beyond a fucking trillion.
When you look at those pictures and you see there's obviously a lot of space in between each of those galaxies and it was quite dense. You know, A
How many
galaxy's
stars
fucking
are in
big.
them galaxies? Like one random galaxy on that like photo. How many stars are in a galaxy?
Well, the Carl Sagan quote is what is the Carl Sagan quote? Is the one that if you took every grain of sand in the entire on Earth, there is less grains of sand than there are galaxies in the universe, let alone stars. In those galaxies,
There's about 200 sextillion stars in the universe.
in the observable universe.
I'm guessing that's 3 levels over trillion based on sex.
Well, actually,
that would be billion trillion.
Wait. Can we blow your mind some more, John?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Actually, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Like,
Okay.
Genuinely, I looked at that photo and I was like, what? I had a whoa moment. I had like, fucking undergraduate on drugs looking at a space poster moment.
So
like,
there's a bit of a scientific sort of. It's not really a debate, but again, there's the term the observable universe.
Is this matter versus dark matter?
No.
No.
Okay, but do you know? Have you heard the term the observable universe?
Well, I understand there's plenty of the universe that we just can't see. Because, light hasn't reached us from it yet.
Yeah, but this is the point. The observable universe, everything that's referred to, and the star estimate, blah, blah, that's always the observable universe, but no one's really sure if it just extends infinitely past that point, or whether, is that it?
I think someone tried to explain that also it's not even like that because it just curves back in on itself.
Well, that's possible. It's from our perspective as well, and it's not a perfect pair because the entire universe is expanding. We're not away from each other. It's expanding like a sheet of elastic with a load of things holes poked into it, and like you're stretching the elastic itself. And that's
yeah.
Theoretically, at some point in time, because you don't like being made of atoms, right? But theoretically, at some point in the far future, the universe will expand so much that the distance between atoms will be too big to cohere, and you'll, yeah.
That'll be a slow process, right? Like, we'll see it coming.
I don't know. You won't see it coming, John.
We're not just gonna all just we're not just gonna pop, are we? It's gonna happen slowly. Some really, really gross horror film shit's gonna happen. Like our fingernails drop off.
I mean, the estimate for that happening is so incredibly far. I don't think that's gonna happen in your lifetime, John. I'm not really. Unless you're gonna live for longer than the universe has existed, I'm not really sure.
Hopefully, at that point, we'll have found some way to go to a different universe or reverse time or some shit like that.
Yeah,
it'll be
fuck
fine.
it.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, probably not. But on the bright side, we'll be dead, so fuck it.
Yeah.
So John, do you think there's more atoms in a person or stars in the universe?
Ooh. Surely we can't know, because if we don't know how big the universe is and we've only got the observable universe, we have no way of measuring stars.
Roughly, estimate.
Roughly. We're doing roughlies.
But surely the universe could be any number. The universe could be bigger, we just don't know.
Here's the thing, right? It's rough, but the answer's very definite. There's a very definitive answer to that question.
What?
I
reckon the universe is bigger.
Yes.
No, people. No, it's people.
It's not people.
It's people.
It's not people.
That's about 7 septillion versus sextillion. So it's 10 to the power 2 larger.
Wait, you say galaxies or stars?
Surely both of these numbers we're sort of just guesstimating.
Yeah, kind of. But it kind of tells you just how much of a complicated system you are.
I'm
you're
not
a very
one
complicated
John
system, John
on the John scale.
One John off the factory comes out like Play-Doh through one of those shapes. Just
Yeah, exactly.
flop onto the floor.
I'm just happy at being one John on the John scale. I don't want to be made of atoms. Okay? Atoms are scary.
Well, here's a question, John. Do you not like getting your hair cut?
I mean, to be honest, not desperately, because sometimes you're stuck with a barber who's really determined to talk to you.
Do you, when you go
But
around your house...
That's not so much about existential dread, that's more about social awkwardness.
Yeah, but you're cutting bits of yourself off. And when you're walking around your house and you're dusting, do you keep all your dust?
Yes, and then I just rub it back into myself to make sure.
I've seen him do it, yeah,
exactly.
it's weird.
Yeah,
no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Completely.
He keeps it in a little, screw-top medicine jar.
Yeah, you have to kind of wrap yourself up with bandages afterwards to make sure it gets properly reabsorbed.
Oh, sorry, I'm imagining John just got a cupboard like Butter's cum cut closet. Just full of dust.
Actually, here's a fun thing about observing the universe, John.
God, look, I'm having enough problems with the universe this week.
John,
right?
play Space Engine.
Right, John.
Yes.
Things that are further away
Yes.
Then things that... So say that we see a galaxy and then we see a galaxy that's much... We're
seeing it in the past because of light can only reach us so fast. Okay, sure.
Well, we see everything in the past. We've never observed the present because of the speed of light.
Well, we stuff on Earth close enough, surely.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean... Sure, but also
the moon,
technically not really.
The moon's close enough, right? Wait, how long does light take to get to us from the moon?
Not that long.
To know the sun's 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Yes, well done. That's a fact.
That's just
if
a
the
dumb
sun
fact I
exploded, you wouldn't know for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not a dumb fact, is it?
It's not that useful.
Right,
You're not going to go...
What's the moon? Like a few seconds?
I don't actually know. I'd say... Oh, let's have an estimate. Me and Matt, if you don't know, we're going to have an estimate. I would say...
I'm going to say it's like 3 seconds. I'm going to say...
Oh, I would have gone for like a 4.
4? Matt?
I'd say a few seconds. I don't know, 3.
I've said
just stop
3.
it.
You can't just fucking just...
Don't pick a different one.
It's like
it's
to commit
Price is
to
Right
something
rules.
else.
Well, I've looked up the answer now.
Oh, fuck's sake.
What's your answer?
Okay, my answer was going to be about 3.
Okay, what is the actual answer?
1.3 seconds.
Ooh,
You know, I feel like that's close enough that we can count the moon as Earth in terms of light.
Yeah.
I mean, see, that shows how far away the sun is, though, because it takes you 1.3 seconds to get to the moon, and then 8 minutes to get to.
I mean, I'm going
right,
to be honest. To me, that makes me feel like the sun's
seconds,
closer than
I have a question.
expected.
Okay, do you know when is it the first or second episode of Futurama where they go to the moon, right?
That's second, I think.
Okay, you know the whole gag where they count down and then they're just at the moon immediately? Do you think they've timed that to be 1.3 seconds? Do you think that journey takes 1.3 seconds?
It theoretically could.
Why not?
That sounds like a Futurama sort of thing to have done.
Well,
yes.
yeah, because I know it is like about a second or something. Wait, Futurama...
Yeah,
but Futurama...
Because he is counting 5, 4, 3. I think by the time they get to 3, they're already there or something.
Planet Express doesn't move that way. Planet Express
moves
moves the universe around it.
Yes.
Yes. So it wouldn't have to follow the rules of the speed of light.
Yeah, but it might just move at the speed of light just for convenience sake.
I just want to know what happens if there's 2 Planet Expresses.
They might have dealt with in one of the many episodes of Futurama that we haven't watched.
Or one
I've
of the
seen them all.
Have you seen all the movies too?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen all the movies. It's to buy them on DVD. Here's a fun fact. This is the fun fact I was trying to get at, right? That
It takes them 2.5
far
seconds.
away.
It takes them 2.5 seconds to get them.
2.5 seconds. They fucked that joke up. Things that are far away, small. Things that are really fucking far away are bigger. Do you know why?
I don't actually.
As in, they appear bigger than they should be.
They appear bigger.
Because
Light is correct.
wibbles.
No.
Is this something to do with? Is this like shaving mirrors?
What
No.
the fuck?
Well, like, you know, concave and convex. If like light had waves and shaving mirrors have waves, I thought it might be like that.
I'm assuming
Like,
it's
what if
something to
light
do-
was a shaving mirror, like
Okay.
2 back to back?
Is it something to do with
like rotating forever?
Is it something to do with like gravitational lensing, or is it something to do with like redshift?
I mean, redshift is implied because it's going to be shifting red because
Well,
the
it's
distance.
but is
But it's not. It's a very specific thing
Mm.
in that when the light from those really, 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 really far away galaxies was emitted, the universe was smaller, so at that point they were closer to us.
Wouldn't it just
Oh, I
arrive
see.
sooner?
No, because we're going away one way, they'll probably be going away another way, etc., etc.
Well, no, notably,
And for the
John,
time-
everything's moving away from each other in the universe at a universal scale about the same rate. Weirdly.
But at some point it's going to stop and start coming back together, right?
No, what the fuck? No,
No,
Big
Big
Crunch is
Crunch, Big
horseshit.
Crunch.
So
Absolute
that's
horseshit.
a theory, which is one of the
Absolute
least
disproven
Yeah.
horseshit bollocks.
No, because the universe is like an elastic band, right? We stretch it out as far as
No.
it goes,
No.
then it comes back
No,
in.
it's gone now.
Universe is
Big
like an
Crunch has
elastic
been-
band. That's what
I
it is.
mean,
Big Crunch was
there's a
killed off.
potential we're wrong, but it's more likely to be it's more likely to just be like universal entropy, surely, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
You
really
a firework doesn't then just like scoop back together.
I feel like but I feel like it would be better if the universe had a really dramatic crunch ending. Like, the universe just eventually running out of shit and descending into entropy. That's like, a TV series you used to love running 16 series too long and it's just shit and you hate it.
No, it's like when a really good song fades away at the end instead of just stopping.
John, why?
You get
why when we talk about all these, universal destruction concepts, you almost seem like you're personally affected. Like, oh, God.
I'm going to be honest, I live in the universe, Matt.
Yeah, but
I do live here.
These things are all a bit outside your lifetime, Jonathan Martin.
Well, hopefully.
No, not hopefully.
I mean, they used to say that about climate change, but now here we are, right in the fucking middle of it. Climate change used to be, if we don't fix this by 2100, then there'll be shit.
Hang on,
now it's happening.
Just put my air conditioner on. That's nice.
I'm excited for the... Actually, we'll know.
I think it's the same thing. They used to say, climate change would be 50, 60 years from now. Now it's right fucking now. Well, they used to say, the universe isn't going to explode for another trillion, billion years. Well, maybe it's going to happen in 10.
John is not exploding.
Isn't that the plot of Outer Wilds?
That was... how long was that? Was that 18 minutes? Yeah,
22 minutes.
Huh?
22 minutes.
22 minutes.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to set an alarm. And if the universe hasn't exploded in 22 minutes, we'll be good.
I didn't say 22 minutes. I said 10
22.
years. What if the universe fucking explodes?
That's not how it works.
Implode. I think it's going to implode. I still believe in the big crunch.
Okay.
Okay, well, you're wrong.
I just feel like that's going to be way more dramatic if we're just surfing
You're not going to be there, John!
At the end of the universe, and everything's all coming together, and we're on Earth, and it's like, oh shit, man! Oh shit, we're going to crunch! We're all going to crunch! And we're watching all the things crunching to the centre at the same time.
Not going to be
there!
The sun's not going to be there!
And our last moments are really dramatic because we're all screaming.
I also enjoy shouting over the other ones.
What?
Our galaxy won't even be there, John.
John, you should watch this documentary that came out recently called Moonfall. Which is this documentary made by a documentarian who documented the alien attacks on the White House.
Yeah.
And it's about the day where the moon came a bit close.
I watched fucking Don't Look Up the other day.
Absolute shit, that film is.
Yeah.
Absolute fucking irritating shit.
Wait, move forward, Don't Look
Up. I'm just saying, I want my end of the... When the universe ends, I want it to have some fucking drama to it. I'm not having fucking entropy. Alright, I want everything to be a big climactic explosion so that we can look at it like a nuclear explosion in Fallout and be like, no! And form really good death poses.
Well,
I'm not
John,
fucking having the universe just fizzling out.
Why
fucking
don't
bullshit.
you write a very strongly worded letter to the universe and let it know how it feels?
Well, surely, if we've got trillions of years, we'll have time to make it happen. If we're worried about the universe just entropy, we could build a big universe magnet to bring it all back together and create a crunch. Okay, it might not be a magnet, but like a magnet. This is just the concept. I'm just writing magnet on the whiteboard. You eggheads have to tell me what we actually need to do to make the universe crunch.
John.
Yes.
Darling.
Mm-hmm.
Baby.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
What temperature is space?
0 degrees C? Because I don't see why it would be hot or cold. So 0.
You don't see why it would be hot or cold.
Yeah, because there's nothing to make it hot or cold, right?
That's very wrong.
You are right. No, technically he's right.
Yeah,
I'm right. Have a temperature.
Well, no. It depends on how you're talking about. Does it have a temperature? If you put a thermometer in space,
if you measure it, you'll be given minus.
Yeah, but now we're talking about fucking Schrodinger's bollocks. I don't give a fuck if the cat's alive or dead.
No, but space doesn't have a temperature. It's like water's never wet.
Well, it's not 0.
Water is not wet. I hate people who say water is wet. Water is not wet. Water makes things wet. Water itself is not wet. To make something wet, you add water.
What if you put oil on top of water so there was a liquid layer on top of the water?
You've made oil wet.
Well, what if there's way more water than oil? Then surely you've just...
If anything, you've just got water and oil and they haven't collided at all. They've not mushed together. That's like, what if I put a toy car on a table? You haven't fused into a new element, have you? You've just got a toy car sitting on your table. Incidentally, I've got a toy car sitting on my table.
Is it next to your fascist murderer?
Make water wet by just mixing in some other liquid that doesn't properly dissolve or whatever.
I need to just quickly, briefly touch on the fact that Matt said that I have a fascist murderer on my table.
You do?
Yes.
You have a figure of a fascist
I do have a
murderer on your table.
statue of a fictional fascist murderer called Homelander.
Yeah.
And it's rad, so fuck you. I'm sorry, fuck you. Hang on, wait, John. So you would rather burn out than fade away?
I mean,
so
both of those sound like pretty fizzly end of the universe.
No, burn out like big fiery explosion. So you'd rather be cancelled than just like slowly do what I do my YouTube channel and let it die?
Oh, that's a great idea,
You'd
John.
rather go out in a blaze of N-words.
Give us some really, really, really insensitive opinions.
Yeah, let's do it. John gets cancelled.
No,
this is the episode.
I don't mean I'm
John
now. I'm not going to fucking blow up the universe. I'm
John
not saying we need to blow up the universe now. I'm saying when the universe is ready to blow up, like it's old.
John, the universe is going to explode in 17 minutes, 56 seconds.
I heard a rumor recently, right? Because John sent me a message recently, which had a bit of a weird. And I heard a rumor recently, John, that you hate black people. You just hate them.
I heard that about him as well.
Yeah. He's like, God, I wish they wouldn't come over here. They keep coming into my house. And it's like, John, grow up.
Please don't they're just making this up.
I heard that John actually stands for jabronis. Oh no, that's what that stands for.
You think my name's an acronym, a really bad acronym to attack bronies?
I said jabronis. I don't know why that. I couldn't think of.
I don't know what that is. Is that I don't I'm so not whatever you say I am. I don't even know what that word is.
See, he's so racist. He doesn't even know how racist he is. The amount of every Christmas, Matt. I assume it's the same for you. Every time John goes away somewhere, every Christmas, what gift does he get us? A gollywog. Every time. I've got a collection of them in the loft in
All
a box.
I can find looking this up is an informal US colloquialism for a foolish person.
Yeah, I literally couldn't think of a word that would fit my use group. Jay's a hard word.
Daniel defaults to fucking like wrestling promo language when he.
I did, yeah. Actually, you know who it was? It was Mac from Always Sunny was in my head. I was like, he'd probably say a word, and I was like, no, it'll be jabronis.
I mean, if you're saying that I hate foolish or contemptible people, yes, I think
that is literally the point of this podcast. John slowly hating us.
I do indeed not have a great fondness for people who are foolish or contemptible, to use the dictionary definition.
Oh, look at John with his dictionary.
Bringing out a dictionary with his words. What a cunt.
You just googled the word.
Oh, look at me. I've got a computer.
Imagine using a dictionary to know things. What an educated prick. Well, go back to eating and fuck a pig. I was going to go for Jews, oh no, but I decided against it at the last minute because I thought, actually, if it becomes a running joke, I'd rather jabronis, oh no, is that much better name.
Jabronis, oh no, is a better name. But the other one does fit with John's personality. Well, let's be honest.
I'd like to point out he has not denied the gollywogs. That is a real thing that John does. Every time I'm like, oh, he's come back from fucking Malaga. Oh yeah, it's a gollywog with a t-shirt on saying I heart Malaga.
Do they even exist?
No,
you bought all of them, John. You've got a fucking surplus of them.
He's got a stockpile of this fucking out. Why do you think he moved? He ran out of place to put them. Yeah.
John?
Yes, oh God.
Did you watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I did, but I didn't desperately rate it.
Oh,
yeah, of course you didn't, because Captain America's black now. My point is made.
I bet you don't.
I don't like the new costume.
Oh, yeah. You're more like the guy in the costume as well, though, innit? Yeah? Mm-hmm.
No, my problem is the opposite of what you're implying. I don't like the costume because there's too much white. I find it weird.
Why isn't he called Black Captain America? Why? You're the reason that every black superhero has black in their name. Just so you know what ones to avoid.
I just think it's a really ugly costume.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think's ugly, John. Really Racism. Racism's ugly, John.
I think it's really comics accurate, which is what I assume why it is as it is.
I don't like the hair.
Like it.
You should get with me and Matt. We are fucking woke. Stay woke. That's what we are. We're so down with it that we stole the phrase "stay woke" from black people, and we're now using it as our phrase that we came up with to indicate how good we are at a thing.
Yeah, because we are,
as
we've established, we are upper middle class, white British cis het people. So we know.
We are the.
We know.
This is this is just basically future Hitlers of America podcast. This really is. We are the worst people.
Matt's literally Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're really, like, me and Dad should be apologising on a regular basis.
Oh, here we go.
Now he's
I'm sorry for the genocide. In other podcasts, he'd be like, I hope all the Irish die of famine, but now...
Like I'm fucking Captain, like I'm fucking Jacob Rees-Mogg, but younger for some fucking reason. I'm fucking second-generation immigrants.
Look, John, as we've established...
I'm fucking half Canadian.
So Jacob Rees-Mogg, you fucking idiot.
half Canadian.
Where the Canadians come from, John?
Well, a very long time ago. Various places.
Alright.
I mean, there's still a bit of it that speaks French. It doesn't like us, and we
out?
don't like them either, but it's there.
Can I just point out? John has still not decried the concept of racism. I think we should.
I do dislike racism, and I also dislike.
You do just like racism.
John,
I dislike gollywog dolls or gollywogs or whatever they're called.
Just like
John's doing a
gollywogs.
Boris Johnson. You're like, hey, Boris Johnson, what's with all the crime? And he's like, but the economy. That's what John's doing. We're like, but what about the gollywogs, John? And John's like, but what
about Captain America's new outfits?
Yeah, he's just trying to
distract
you.
Too white.
What are you? So are you saying that black people have to fit into the stereotype of blackness to be valid as people, John? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying.
I would just like to have the same balance as red and blue that the old one had. It was fine. The old one was very blue.
I asked John if you wanted to get KFC once, so you don't know the words he said to me about that. There were some racial things said.
Moving on!
I would like to make a point. I do agree with John on the outfit. I don't like just his weird little belts over the head. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Also a racist. That's the world, people. That is the world now. You gotta like it or you're a racist. And you know what? I like it.
Fuck off.
And I'm not a racist.
On gaming news.
You know, this is great because I've left Twitter, so like, if there's ever any shitstorm about anything, I ain't gonna know fuck all. Who gives a fuck? They'll come after. I'll wait until I'm dead and then cancel me. I think that's gonna be my thing. They'll go back on my videos and be like, "Oh, in this one he says aubergine, and now he can't say that word because of the word laws of the government of the something."
Oh, here he is.
Now
he's saying, "Oh, these wokies telling me what I can and can't say. If I want to subjugate racial minorities, I should be allowed to, damn it." And then he fucking, like, taps on his window, tells everyone to fuck off, you know?
That was, like, a really common black phrase, stay woke, and then lots of white people started.
I mean, what? You're sorry.
And I do kind of like pointing out that slight little hypocrisy.
Are you telling me, Daniel, that white people have appropriated the culture?
I'm not saying...
What? Oh my god, the surprise! You cannot see how surprised my face looks.
Unfortunately, has sort of lost a lot of its meaning. And now just
meaning.
It now just means whatever who's saying it wants it to mean at any given moment. Like socialism. Socialism doesn't really mean anything anymore. It just means whatever anyone's saying it happens to want it to mean.
Did either of you hear that little clip of fucking Jordan Peterson the other day?
Oh, it's so fucking funny.
No.
Oh,
who's Jordan Peterson?
He's one of those right wingers, right American.
He's the sort of person I avoid Twitter.
Yeah, but it's really funny because a lot of people treat him like he's a really serious, intelligent person, but every time you hear him say anything, it's fucking... Yeah.
Wait, I need to get the quote up because it was so funny. It was so funny that I can't express to you.
While you're finding that, I'll say that I saw that a show that I'm really enjoying, which is Dead End on Netflix, which is a cartoon. It's one of those really good queer representation cartoons, but also has the really good world building and stuff. Kids' cartoons, I'm so jealous of these days because they're so fucking good. But it's got a lot of right-wing people are really against it because it features a trans main character who talks about being trans and their family's not that accepting, and it's just so clearly written with so much love and it's a wonderful thing. They're like, oh, it's sexualized, but the person's just like, it's Barney. He just wants, he's like, I'm Barney. This is me.
It's brief now.
But he's like, the grandma's using the wrong words, and the family then back up. They kind of ignore it and don't like confront grandma, and it makes him run away from home. There's so much good shit in it like that. It's a really wonderful show, and the right wing have lost their fucking minds over a kid's cartoon.
You should have seen the fucking outcry earlier because it came out. The new Rose that's going to be in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
The characters.
Oh no! Wait! No spoilers! No spoilers! No spoilers!
Spoilers for what?
The Doctor Who. I don't want to know anything about it.
It's not spoilers. It's who
that is
an actor is.
Kind of.
It's not really. It's who the actor is.
Someone doesn't want to know casting spoilers.
Well,
I know who the woman is. I know.
This is my point.
I know she's trans because I watched the thing she was in before. So I assume the news is that she's going to be trans.
Yeah, but the character is trans. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. I kind of saw that this was.
But
coming
you
as
should
soon
have
as
seen the
Russell
fucking
took it back
outcry.
over.
Jesus Christ. Also,
yeah, but these people just outcry. They don't actually do anything or change
I'm going to
anything.
quote the Jordan Peterson clip.
Yeah. Which one is that?
Up yours, woke moralists. We'll see who cancels who.
Wow.
He says it wearing a fucking suit with complete seriousness.
Did you see that the cancelled Dave Chappelle's just won an Emmy or something for his awful show that's terrible?
Right, is that the one you watched?
It's almost. Oh yeah, no, I do. I try and watch anything. Anytime people are like, oh, this comedy's bad, I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. Apart from Ricky Gervais, he's a cunt. But like, I'll give someone a benefit of the doubt, and I'll go, oh no, it is shit. Because Dave Chappelle's like, the Dave Chappelle show is just fucking good stuff. It's really funny. It's a really funny show. And then you got like, you see these comedians get older, and they go towards, oh, let's attack trans people, or in the case of Louis C.K., let's just have a wank in front of women. And there's just this shift. It's kind of horrible watching. It doesn't really happen to British comedians, I've noticed. British comedians tend to get liberaler as they get older. It's a weird thing with American. I wonder what would happen if George Carlin had lived longer. He'd be there at the MAGA rally, wouldn't he? Being like, "Rawr."
I mean, you say that, but like Rowan Atkinson and John Cleese.
What's wrong with Rowan Atkinson? What's he done?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Rowan Atkinson talks a lot about how he doesn't like, comedians being cancelled because everything should be comedy.
No, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, and I'm just going to say this now. Nobody actually gets cancelled. Nobody's
that's
fucked
the problem,
off.
yeah.
J.K. Rowling's still bashing out films. Louis C.K.'s still on the fucking stage. No one actually... The only one we managed to get rid of was fucking R. Kelly's, because he was an absolute cunt. He broke all the rules.
No, let's not forget...
This, social bullshit thing. You won't be cancelled. It just means your audience is shifting
let's not forget...
cunts to cunts.
No, we killed Graham Linehan as well. We did kill Graham Linehan. We must be proud
Graham
about
Linehan killed himself and his own marriage with the fact that he couldn't let go of a thing that didn't... He's clearly got something going on.
The interviews with him are always so fascinating because if you just read his words, it very much reads like people broke into his house, kidnapped his wife and children, and then brainwashed them using a terrible machine to hate him. Absolutely no one else, his wife did not have any agency. She made no choices. She was stolen from him. Yeah. It was done
by realizing
it was done to him by a sinister external force. That is the way he talks about it. It's fascinating.
Yeah. I didn't
the levels
realize.
of mental gymnastics he has to do just full time every day.
Did you see that Trump message about Elon Musk?
God.
Yeah!
I did that they turned on each other. That was quite funny.
Dude, that was the most... That was like... You read that and you're like, okay, somewhere... Elon Musk is crying and having a wank.
Oh,
I like knowing.
Did you actually see the tweet, John?
It's not a tweet. It's on his made up Twitter.
Well, yeah, it's his fake Twitter. Yeah, but it's basically a tweet.
It's his fake Twitter. Where it's only him.
I can't remember all of it word for word, but yes, I did see it. It's quite funny.
Fucking funny. He went, oh shit, Elon's not buying Twitter anymore. I don't know.
You know what I feel like? I feel like this whole cancel culture... I don't think cancel culture is a thing. I don't think it's a thing. I think it's stuff like... If you don't like someone's views, nowadays you kind of take that into consideration when there's so much good shit. Actually going, oh, J.K. Rowling's a cunt. Fucking great. I don't have to watch those bloody Fantastic Beasts films anymore. It gives you... It kind of just deducts content. Because it's personalities. That's what it is. What you're doing by cancelling... a person is you're just saying, no, I don't want the product of this person. No, I don't want this person product thing. Like, I don't buy anything AMD anymore because I had a shit run of luck with their cards. So I'm not going to buy AMD stuff. I haven't cancelled AMD. I've just gone like, no, I'm being the consumer I want to be. You want to make this a capitalist hellhole? Fine, I'm going to be the consumer that I want to be in it. And a consumer I want to be is someone who doesn't fucking attack trans people on Twitter every fucking day. Done. Bosh. That's simple. That's what cancel culture should be. It's localised. It's voting with your wallet.
It's like how no one sat there going, everyone's cancelling Nestle because obviously lots of people boycott Nestle for valid reasons.
Boycott Nestle. Bunch of cunts.
Yeah, but no one says they're being cancelled, do they?
Yeah.
They're like, people are making consumer choices, but it's different. Fucking.
Cancelled is just the word for consumer choices aimed at when the product is a person. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The product is a person or group of people.
I think it was a time thing, though. Honestly, I think if Nestle had somehow kept all the really horrible, gross shit it did secret till today, and it only just came out today, I think people boycotting Nestle goods and saying that was shit, that's the people who tap and decide they like those goods absolutely would use the language of cancelling, because it's one of those words, like socialism and woke, that now doesn't mean anything anymore, and people just throw at conversations.
Right. Yeah, if the Nestle formula scandal happened today, instead of in the 50s, that would 100%. Yeah. 100%. They'd be like, all these
and also there would be a significant number of people who would demand that they keep getting access to
I hate breastfeeding women, so I'm going to keep supporting Nestle.
Yeah.
And then Nestle would have like shit to say about breastfeeding women on the back of packets of biscuits and stuff. just slide that in there. I can't remember what I was going to say. Fuck it. I've got ADHD. It's hard to keep a thought in my brain. I sometimes hope that if I continue to talk, even though I'm not even listening to this sentence, I will get back to a point where I'll be able to... No, it didn't come.
I quite like...
Okay, one thing I did see that I really enjoyed this week. I really enjoyed something this week. Which is the former lead... one of the former lead writers at BioWare. I'm going to mispronounce his name now, I'm sorry. Drew Karpyshyn or Karpyshyn. I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm so sorry. If he's listening, I assume he is. Was basically did a big Ask Me Anything and was talking about Mass Effect and the history of Mass Effect and the story writing that he did for it. And what I absolutely love is this man was the most beautiful, sweet, innocent cinnamon roll going into this process I have ever seen. Like, he speaks with such genuine surprise that people want to fuck the aliens in Mass Effect. Like, they created the Asari in Mass Effect where they're just blue people, they're just hot women, but blue, and with the added twist that as they get older, the boobs get bigger, but that's it. That's basically the only twist. Other than that, that's the Asari. They're just blue women, but the boobs keep getting bigger. So I
can't imagine why people would sexualize that.
We'll put one of them in as a romance option. But he absolutely thought that nobody else was going to have any interest in fucking the other aliens, and was taken aback that everyone wants to fuck the aliens, that they had to add it into the subsequent Mass Effects. But the way
you've got to be aware of that shit.
What he said, I was really surprised by Garrus, because Garrus is a weird, spindly skeleton birdman creature. Yeah, but he's got a sexy voice and he's still humanoid, so fuck it, we want to fuck Garrus. It's great to be like the personality. But what I really find interesting is, do either of you know Mass Effect at all?
I've played all three of them.
I played one and I hated the others.
You know Tali, the Quarian, the one whose face you can't see.
Yeah, the helmet thing.
So basically, yes, his exact wording was, yes, he was. I was a bit surprised fans wanted the romance options. Tali, I could sort of see. You never saw her face, but it was easy to imagine something vaguely human. But she has those weird feet.
So,
he genuinely thought people wouldn't be interested in romancing a clearly perfectly humanoid, perfectly very culturally human person, 2 arms, 2 legs, clearly a human face. You can still see there's 2 eyes going on underneath it. That basically just a woman wearing a mask, because she's got 3 big toes rather than 5 little ones. Like, this man sat there and thought, well, no one's gonna ever want to have sex with this alien because they've got 3 toes, not 5.
He's got a
That's
valid
that
point,
taking it. It's
because-
like, you innocent, sweet summer roll.
No,
How
John,
did you...
I'd like to just briefly interrupt. That alarm that just went off, that was the 22 minutes the sun hasn't exploded, so John, you're going to have to wait out the heat death of the universe.
Fair enough. That's fair. But I just love that literally this man put out this video game thinking, well, no one's going to want to have sex with this female alien because she's got 3 toes.
John,
and that's all we need to do.
understand.
She's wearing a mask and she's got 3 toes. No one will want this.
John, as we've established, right, you see The Simpsons, right, Marge Simpson, 4 toes, notably, doesn't have 5, has 4, right? And nobody in the history of the world has ever wanted to fuck Marge Simpson. Ever. She hasn't been on the cover of Playboy, none of that nonsense.
She has.
That's the joke, Daniel.
Marge Simpson.
I'm being sarcastic, Daniel.
Right?
Don't
No.
characters have 4 fingers.
I'm not letting you
toes.
have this. I'm not like John who lets the racism accusations flow over me. Marge Simpson's fucking hot. And I will defend it.
I don't want to, but I'm moderately confident if I search Marge Simpson, then various rude terms, they would be, that stuff would appear.
No, Marge Simpson was genuinely on the cover of a Playboy magazine once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the Simpsons were fucking everywhere at that point, weren't they? They were legitimately everywhere.
I mean,
I just love this man
everywhere.
who was just like, well, I've created these humanoid aliens who speak English and they've got really interesting, compelling personalities, but no one wants to fuck them because they don't have the right number of toes.
Well,
This is genuinely what you thought, Drew. That was what you thought.
I talked about this. I can't remember if I talked about this here, but because I'm writing a fucking book. Like, if I'm just like, there's a bit where like the character's feet's important. There's one point where they're like, I'm not gonna spoil why, but the character's feet's important, and I'm like, all right, I need to explain what's going on there because I'm writing and I want to put images in people's heads, but also I don't want to give the Tarantinos anything to work with.
What?
And there's a fine line you got to walk down.
No, I get what you mean, because when I saw this quote, I was so curious. I thought, wait, what is the deal with Tali's feet? So I searched Tali feet, and a lot of people that was not. It wasn't just an innocent look at her feet. There's a lot of people who were into Tali's feet in strange ways. I wouldn't suggest googling this.
Guys, I watched from dawn till dusk the other
I'm
week.
going to Google it.
But I'm just so confused because it's not like they clearly did. Like, somebody made the decision at some point that Tali was going to have an hourglass figure. Very wide, very, very wide hips, very narrow waist. Not huge, but clearly very much their boobs. Somebody gave Tali distinct humanoid sexual characteristics. Okay? Just, what were you think, Drew? You thought nobody was going to like Tali because she had 3 toes?
One thing I've really enjoyed doing about writing a book version of science fiction is that, like, I think 1 or 2 of my aliens have vaguely human characteristics, and the rest are just fucking insane.
Sorry, can we just address briefly that John is more angry about the fact that someone thought that John didn't want to fuck the alien than John was about the implication that he kept giving us gollywogs. You're more like, I can't believe they didn't think I'd want to fuck the alien, but gollywogs, like, nah. You know?
With 3 toes. Although she's also got like 3 large fingers to go with her 3 large toes, apparently. So I didn't even know that. That's how little I noticed that. And then, of course, when Mass Effect 3 came out, the original photo that they released when they showed Tali's face was just a stock photo of a woman, but with some extra lines on it, and with the eyes slightly adjusted. So I thought, well, okay, what? She's got the 3 toes, so we better give her a human face. They had not got over this by the time they got to Mass Effect 3. They were still thinking, no one will want to have sex with her if she looks like anything other than a hot woman, but maybe with a facial tattoo. They genuinely had the most innocent vanilla people working at BioWare.
John,
they could not conceive of anyone having sex with anything other.
John, we get it. You want to fight the alien. We get it.
No, I want to.
That's why John likes his space photos. John's just looking like a fucking smorgasbord to John.
I want romance with more aliens. I want Shepard to fuck Rax. Okay? I think it's fucking disgusting that Shepard never got to fuck a Krogan. Rex and Shepard are such a no partnership. Shepard should have been Queen of Tachanka.
Definitely got higher standards, Rex does.
Rex is great. Rex is fucking great. Shepard and Rex should have been allowed to get together. Never were.
It's the most genuinely impassioned John's ever been.
I don't even know how many toes Rex has, BioWare. All right, Drew. I don't care how many. I know he's got 4 testicles.
Rex.
I know he's got 4 balls, a certain number of toes, several other redundant organs. That was mentioned briefly in Mass Effect 2. Krogans are swimming in organs, and I still wanted Shepard to fuck him.
Sorry, you just made a point. I'm like, I wasn't paying attention to Talia's feet. But you're like, I know Rex has 4 testes. Like, come on. Where are you
that's
drawing
because
your
they
lines,
repeatedly
John?
refer to. That's because any reference like kicking in the balls refers to kicking like the quads. Is what they say in Mass Effect. So they make it very aware they have many testicles.
Yeah.
Do you think Doctor Who got 2 dicks?
I think he's got 1 dick but 4 balls.
That'd be uncomfortable, wouldn't it, if you sat down?
Because I think, yeah, maybe.
Because I think the things where he's got wait, hang on, no, that's I've just completely no. You know what? I was just about to say. I think the things where he should have 1, he's got 2, but if he's got 2, then that's fine. So that's actually the opposite. No, he should have 2 balls and 2 dicks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think you're right.
5 ball? Can you just use it as a weird Newton's cradle?
There comes a point. Well,
like he hasn't got extra lungs because he already had 2 of them, so it's just the 2 hearts. So there should also be 2 livers, like 2 stomachs, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable and fair.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. That's canon now. Just checking.
Yeah.
I googled Mass Effect Rex feet, and the only thing that came up was pictures of Talia's feet. So that's good.
Talia,
Tali, whatever. I don't
noob.
Yeah, but if you're trying to make a really sexualized character, getting somebody who's like legitimately innocent to design that character.
Holy fuck, Rex has 3 toes as well. They were just going around thinking, well, all the aliens have got 3 toes because they're aliens.
You found that weirdly fast.
I just searched the word Rex and there was a full body shot of him. You're just bad at Google.
No, right, not me. Rex.
Literally just type the word Rex.
Well, I type Rex, and you know what comes up? Pictures of T-Rexes.
No, Rex with a W.
Rocks.
Where's the W?
At the front.
Oh yeah, Rex. Like Wrexham.
Well, how many places in the word Rex could you put a W and it still would be pronounced as Rex?
That's what I got confused. Like,
you cocking idiot.
3.
You absolute gibbon.
You don't get to fucking
W at
do
the
that.
front.
It's the fucking gravity, man.
W after the R and W at the end, but it's silent. Sorry, did you not want an actual answer?
Wait a second. If they just say to Garrus too, does Garrus have 3 toes? I need to find pictures of Garrus's feet.
This is what happens, by the way.
Did BioWare genuinely just go around giving everyone 3? So, well, no one's going to want to fuck them. They've got 3 toes.
John,
what have you got? Holy shit, he
What's
does!
the
He's got
secret?
3 toes! BioWare genuinely thought if they just got 3 toes on anything, that creature would be unfuckable.
Oh, I get that.
I feel really bad for the people out there who just, due to various accident or genetic mutation, have only 3 toes on one of their feet. Because BioWare fucking hates you guys. I'm so sorry BioWare despise you so much.
I mean, BioWare hates a lot of people.
That they're all bipeds as well. They're just all bipeds. Just a whole bunch of bipeds.
Yeah.
You're making a game. You don't actually have to make it... I mean, you got rigging and all that shit in it.
Well, there are other aliens. There's like there's the Hanar who are like little floaty jellyfish, which are very cool. But you never got to have one of them on the team.
Never seen that before in sci-fi.
I mean,
you never got to have one of them.
I'm quite a fan of the Orville. The Orville, the way it is there, because in the Orville, it's a lot of bipeds, but then it's just a blob.
Just a blob.
It's just a blob.
Just a blob voiced by a dead man.
Yeah, you just have Yaffet going around being a blob.
Sexually assaulty blob who makes older episodes hard to watch.
Yeah, he's
classic.
He's not in this season very much, surprisingly.
That's fucking Norm Macdonald, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it might be 2 actually. I had to search Garrus' feet specifically, and now I'm into the people who are into Garrus stepping on Tiny Shepard.
John brought this up unprompted.
I just really enjoyed how BioWare's view that apparently they didn't think anyone would want to have sex with aliens.
You know, John's
suggesting
there.
they've never encountered or engaged with any sci-fi before.
John's there furiously masturbating, like writing a note, being like, "How dare you!" And he signs it by like splooging on the signature sheet and just sends the letter angrily to BioWare. Just be like, "I want to fuck all the aliens."
When the Enterprise is flying through space, or that white ship flying past, that's just splooge from all the people just jizzing out the windows. Because otherwise, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking Klingons.
Look, Star Trek knew right from season 1. Kirk was gonna get out there and Kirk was gonna fuck the aliens.
No, I mean you joke, Gene Roddenberry. I mean the reason fucking Deanna Troi in the first four seasons of fucking TNG is just wearing fucking tits. You know, just skin tight with tits.
She's what?
She's wearing the skin tightest uniform with just like her tits flopping out. She was put there purely for sex appeal.
The expression "wearing tits" conveys that well.
That's all she was wearing. She wasn't wearing any of the clothes. Just tits, just tits.
She's just wearing those tits.
For sex appeal. And then fucking they were like, oh, Voyager's not doing very well. Let's get Jerry Ryan in. And apparently fucking what's the actor's name? Actress's name? Janeway. What? Oh my god.
Katie Mulgrew.
She was really angry about Jerry Ryan being brought on because she thought it lowered the tone of the show because she was trying to be like this very, non-sexualized role model for women, and they were like, "Oh, sex appeal. We must make."
But then Seven turned out to be one of the best characters with the most interesting arcs of the whole show.
I strongly disagree.
All right, go back to fucking Neelix.
I watched all the fucking Voyager and I hated everything with 7 and 9. And
I've
liked
watched
Neelix.
all the fucking Voyager and I really enjoyed Neelix as well. He's just a genuinely nice, optimistic character. But I really enjoy 7 of 9 stuff. Not so much in Picard. But
I like some of her stuff. Some of her stuff I like. She keeps like committing, doing terrible things and was like, oh. I'm like, no. How many times does she have to almost kill everyone?
8?
Eh?
I've only got 3 toes. In case anybody wants to masturbate over pictures of me, isn't it?
No one does. That's the point. BioWare despise you.
Yeah, they do.
And the thing is, they didn't get it. Even after they changed it so you could romance the aliens, they still clearly did not understand.
Hang on,
because it follows on, and he's even saying today in this most recent interview, long after all the Mass Effects are done, and God only knows what Mass Effect 4 is going to be like. He said, "You never saw Tali's face, so it was easy to imagine something vaguely human." Like. He still thinks to this day the only reason anyone was into Tali was because there was the assumption she had to be humanoid. And if the face was anything other than human, people would hate it. Hence why the picture had to be just a human stock photo.
It's
just
like,
with some extra lines on it.
It's like fucking Octopus, isn't it?
Don't you understand? We wanted her to be alien. We wanted to fuck the alien. Let us fuck the alien.
Don't put me with this, John. You want to stick your dick in the alien. We get it. We understand.
John, all I have around me is massive, like, starships and, like, muscly dudes. Yeah. That's all I have statues of. I don't want to fuck the alien.
Okay, well, let's be clear. There's a fucking the alien spectrum. All right. Okay. So, at the one extreme, we have got, I think at the absolute one extreme, Mass Effect provides us with a perfect exemplar, which is the Asari, which is they are humans, but they are blue, and the only alien trait they've got is that their boobs get bigger. Alright, so they are basically just humans wearing some body paint. Functionally, okay. And at the other end, what's the most alien that's ever existed in sci-fi? Like, the most alien thing?
Malcolm.
Like, it can't be, it shouldn't be, like, bipedal, like...
Malcolm.
What's that from?
Malcolm. From the Paradox. Right.
Well, that's not very helpful, is it?
Shall I describe it? I will reveal a character from the Paradox.
Mm-hmm.
He's called Malcolm.
Yeah.
And he is from a species known as the Fibril Blue, and he's basically a sentient lightning bolt. And the way they communicate is they shift their shape around. So imagine like a game of Snake floating through the air. But they shift their shape around into various shapes, forms, whatever, and then they vibrate, and that creates different oscillations, and those vibrations can be detected, and that's how they communicate.
All right.
And it's called Malcolm.
That's fair. I'm going to put that on the other end of the spectrum, where something has become so distinct and alien that it's extremely hard for us to relate to.
Well, here's my question, John.
Now, somewhere along the spectrum, all of us have a point where we'd say, okay, I'm willing to fuck that alien, but at some point down the spectrum, you say, okay, I now don't want to fuck that alien anymore. It has become too alien to me. John, it's outside of my...
Where do you put Tholians on the spectrum?
Where'd you put what?
Tholians.
Where are they from?
Star Trek.
I need to spell that. I need to look these up. I'm not as big a Trekkie as you.
Tholian. Tholian. They only ever appeared in Enterprise physically. No, like...
Tholians.
They're basically lava lobsters. They're kind of just lava
Tholian,
lobsters.
Star Trek.
Yeah, like glowy lava lobsters.
Okay, now the thing, obviously, it's up for debate where on the spectrum each individual
Well, that's what I'm
alien
asking. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Like,
yeah,
it has, for example, 2 recognisable eyes. It appears to have a head and a face.
And
it
arms.
has what appears to be arms. It's got legs, but more of them than you'd expect. In ways, it's quite arachnid, isn't it?
But it's made of crystals.
Yes, and
it also has both male and female sex organs. I remember that from the episode of Enterprise.
Yeah, but they're made of crystals, so I don't think they'd be very comfortable to put your dick in it if it's got fucking crystals.
Picard's not in Enterprise.
Oh. I'm pretty sure Picard was in the Enterprise.
No, he's not in the TV show Enterprise.
Riker's in the TV show Enterprise, unfortunately.
Let's not fucking talk about that episode.
It's been a long road, John.
You see, I think that creature's pretty far down the spectrum towards the alien versus this is just a human with body paint spectrum.
Okay.
I think that pretty far. I think that creature's pretty far down the spectrum.
Okay.
And someone
basically, it's like Burning Man on the left, and then just like a rock on the right.
Like, I think what you've got is you're gonna have you're gonna have rapid. Actually, I don't know what the curve looks like. I think, like, at the very extreme of the Asari curve, the vast majority of people would say, yes, I would have sex with that alien. But at some point, there's going to be a gentle drop-off. Then I think it becomes a steep drop-off. And then it levels out at the bottom, where some people just fuck any alien. Because they're into the idea of fucking aliens. And then at that point, maybe it even goes up a little bit at the end, because for some people, the weirder the better.
What was the...
I'm not sure how you'd fuck, Malcolm.
That's the curve, I think. That's where I think it is. That's what I think the curve looks
Daniel,
like.
what's the robot? What's the robot from TNG called?
Data.
No, the one that... those little
Data's
robots.
right. Data is right at the extreme next to the Asari. Data is clearly eminently fuckable.
No, Data fucked Tashia.
He is fully fuckable. Data raped Tashia, let's be real. What a second episode that was.
Exocomps, that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, you're thinking of Exocomps.
Yeah, because they're proper, like, robot things. And then there's established... Admittedly, I did look up a picture and it does basically have a dildo on the front of it. A laser dildo. So fair. And if you take the laser dildo off, it becomes a butthole.
Admittedly,
is this why
it's just floating around like the Toclophane in Doctor Who, except with an arse instead of a face?
Kind of.
Is this why when I pitched the book, they were like, and do any of the aliens fuck? And are they imminently fuckable? And I was like, no. And they were like, no.
They didn't do that.
You've got to find the sweet spot where the aliens are exotic and different enough that people are into just stuff that's different or into it, but you don't alienate the people who just want to fuck humans and body paint.
Wait, what about... Okay.
That's the thing.
Wait, okay, if we're going to... Okay, there's... Because all your Star Trek aliens are mainly just...
There's a sweet spot in the middle somewhere.
Most of your Star Trek aliens are just like humans, right? There's one of my favourite Star Trek aliens is in one of the episodes of Voyager. It's a guy, and he halfway through his little rant, he just goes, and his entire like face moves in and out.
Oh yeah.
And Kate Mulgrew is clearly trying not to laugh in the background of the shot. And you've got
but I love. No, I definitely think that's acting.
No, I do. I think that's fantastic.
She's added that to the character of Catherine of Aragon, Catherine Janeway, because it's funny.
It is funny.
And it's a really human moment. So even if it was an accident, I'm really glad they kept it in, because it's such a...
That's one of the most alien...
bit.
I'd say that's what... He's on the spectrum of one of the more alien humanoid people you see in Star Trek. Like, it's not a wide spectrum, but he's on the far end of it, I'd say. Comparatively. I mean, you got Kalons and stuff like...
I feel like as much as Star Trek goes like, oh, look, here's the sexy things, I also think they were like... They definitely were very early in making fuckable aliens for women, because Spock's like, what if a man cared?
Yeah.
Like, that's his whole shtick. It's like, what if there was a man who wasn't, like, one skipped meal away from being an actual barbarian? And that was appealing in the time when that came out.
Yeah. And, you know, as is a common thing, just interestingly, Dax seems to be involved in a lot of people's sort of transitioning stories, which I always find interesting.
I'm not going to say anything about Dax right now, because that is... You've used a word there. The Trill. I think that's where I draw the line, but I think the Trill are the very left of the line.
Well, yeah, they're just people with fucking spots on.
Yeah.
How far down do the spots go? All the way.
The thing is that there's a huge concentration of sci-fi characters that are just shoved right on the extreme of that spectrum, where they're just people, but a slightly different colour, or sometimes not even a different colour, just they've got some spots or some wrinkles or some paint on their face.
I mean, Star Trek did try and explain that.
That's literally it.
They tried to come up with an actual in-universe reason for that, which is just...
I mean, you could argue that, yes, the Asari and Mass Effect are not the absolute extreme. Actually, some of the Star Trek aliens that are just humans, but with some spots painted on their face, are the actual extreme. They're just women with some face paint.
I mean, Vulcans are just fucking pointy ears, sit.
Then, pretty close to the end, but still a tiny bit further along in Star Wars, you've got the Twi'lek, who are just women, but they've got little head tentacles going on.
Well, actually...
Oh my god. Oh my god, I've just come up with an original series episode. Here's the pitch, right?
Okay.
Kirk finds a brand new world, and he goes down there, and everyone looks really just like a normal human being. Everyone's got normal human stuff. It's all very normal and human. They're all very attractive, and Kirk's like, oh. But then he finds out, right, that all the women are men, and all the men are women. But, like, they swap the words. They just swap the words. That's all they do. It's exactly the same as us, but they've swapped the word man and woman. And then Kirk's like, which one do I fuck? Ah! And like, you could stretch that 50 minutes.
I'm pretty sure that's a TNG episode. I'm pretty sure there's that episode with Riker where he goes to that planet where they don't have gender. And he's confused for the whole episode.
No, but these ones have gender. They just call men women and women men. They just swap the words.
So do you mean that the sexual characteristics and genitals don't match?
Just the word.
No, just the word.
Just
the only thing that's different is the word.
That's it. That would,
that strikes me as a very easy thing to sort out.
No, yeah, but
Kirk's like, damn, you're a fine woman, and he's like, actually, I'm a man.
This strikes me as a really... This does not strike me as a 50-minute resolve situation. So it's like, you're a sexy woman. Actually, we say man. Oh, you're a sexy man.
John,
okay, problem solved. Bonking.
Kirk could struggle with that for 50 minutes.
I could see that as an original series episode, because...
Yeah, Kirk would be there ripping his shirt off and going, why? And it would be great. I'd love it. I'd watch the shit out of that episode.
I'm trying to think.
But it's literally, they just use a different word for it. That's the only thing that's
different. The most left on the spectrum of Star Trek aliens, for ones that are just humans, are just betazoids, because they are literally... They don't do anything. They're just people who can read minds. I'm going to look some of these up
as we go here.
Betazoids are just...
I don't want to... No, you see, but that's put me off, because I don't want no one who can read my fucking mind. I've got ADHD. It'd be like having a radio that's constantly switching between stations next to you.
Troy wasn't a human?
No.
Oh.
Half betazoid, mate. Her dad was a human, and mum was a betazoid.
Yep.
They're just people, aren't they?
No, they can be
just people. I think that's the thing. When it's filmed, they're just people in it with masks on.
Don't put their masks on, to be honest. They're just people.
Admittedly.
Where do Daleks go on your spectrum?
Oh, Daleks, yeah. Daleks will be quite far, pretty on the heavily extreme, not humanoids, given neither the creature inside or the external shell look humanoids.
But it's got tentacles.
The deep would fuck it. That's the main thing.
The deep would fuck the shit
yes.
out. That's fan art I want to see. The Deep fucking Dalek.
The series 4 of The Boys, the Deep gets really into Doctor Who and everyone's curious why. And then we find out.
It's just because they're
That seems like a doable Photoshop, I'm going to be honest.
So, for Matt's birthday, could everyone please draw a picture of the Deep fucking a Dalek?
Fascinating. This does not appear to exist. I googled the Deep Dalek and...
I mean, the thing is, you joke, but people have done fan art of me fucking a pig, so I don't think
I mean, congratulations. I think you've just beaten Rule 34. There is no art on the internet of the Deep fucking a Dalek. Yet.
But then we imply Rule 35.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that if there's not porn, there will be soon of it.
Yeah.
Is that Rule 35?
There you go. So, yes, that's Rule 35. Do you not know all the rules?
Oh, no, I don't. I'm not Quark. I'm not sat here with my fucking book of rules of acquisition or anything.
Quark, famous for his book that he just would always bring out at the start of an
times,
episode.
Quark's like, fucking, I'll give you a copy of the rules of acquisition. He's got loads
He's like,
there.
yes, laws of acquisition 26. Caps Locks is cruise control for cool.
The number he quoted always seems to be very low, though, suggesting that actually this entire set of rules that their society was based on was actually quite a small pamphlet.
I think it was a 4chan thing from back in the day of stupid things, and because 4chan used to be silly instead of like running the country. And
Essentially, internet rules that just came up with safety
obviously
rules.
the Daleks also bring us the possibility that Daleks are quite extreme on the scale into Alien, but then there's the evolution of the Dalek half-human Dalek, where it moves halfway along.
I mean, it also depends if it's a Dalek from like before it got all mutated and shit, because that was just a dude with a hat.
That's true. Daleks before that were just dudes in hats.
Would you plough someone if their species used to look like big-titted, beautiful women?
I don't think that would match them inside. It would just be, what would they now?
All right, it's good to know how you see time there, John.
Well, if I were a person who could see through time, but then again, hang on.
You can. We've been through this. That's just called sight. That's what the space telescope showed us. We're seeing through time.
No, you've stumped me on that one. But I have to be able to... No, I think no. The answer's no. All that matters is how they look now.
I mean, again, This is a TNG episode. It's the one with Beverly and the trail, isn't it? The first instance of the trail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I always forget about Beverly since she fucked that Scottish ghost.
Yeah, I there's many episodes I just skip. There's only one episode of Deep Space Nine I skipped, and it was the one where Quark just fucking does drag.
Plus, of course, the Spectrum also needs additional axes to factor in. To what extent would a good personality be enough to offset the layer of physical or lack thereof attraction?
Of an
like,
alien.
The Spectrum starts off just stating based on pure physical sexual attractiveness, but it's not impossible. Dalek, pops up and just says, "I really like Skies of Arcadia. Would you like to discuss it for several hours, John?" And then at that point, I might be a bit more into it.
Sorry, is that your fucking? Is that all that's needed? Do that fucking
I don't know. It would get. I mean, it would get the Daleks some brownie points.
So what you're saying, John, is if those cats who have all those buttons on the floor, like they use the buttons and they say,
Claire loves those cats. Yeah.
So if you had a cat that used the buttons that said, "I like Skies of Arcadia," what you're saying is you'd fuck the cat, because that's what you're implying.
No.
You thought about it.
That was slow. That was slow.
Cancel John, he wants to fuck cats.
I don't want to fuck cats. Cats are not on the spectrum because they're not aliens.
I mean...
They are definitely aliens.
John, if you went to an alien planet and they had something that looked exactly like a cat, but it spoke, and it said, "Hello, I like Skies of Arcadia.
This
Good
actually
evening."
exists in the Elder Scrolls,
Every alien
it also exists in Up It's Not Jumps videos.
Also,
would you fuck Up It's Not Jumps cats?
No, sorry. Khajiits are humanoid cats. I'm talking cats.
No. The Khajiits that travel outside of elsewhere are humanoid cats. Back in the Khajiit homeland, there are talking cats that just look like cats. They just don't travel.
Oh man, the next Skyrim is going to basically break the internet with pornography, isn't it? Oh well.
Because
here's
the thing. There are a fuck ton of catgirl shit on the internet, including on Steam is full of catgirl games. There is a point where the spectrum between cat and person becomes an acceptable thing to some people. Somewhere there's a line there for different people.
What's a catgirl?
I'd suggest you Google catgirl, or one word.
It's basically, imagine turning red, but instead of turning into a red panda, it's a cat.
As a gentleman, I'm not going to use the word girl, because that could be underage. I'm going to use woman. Oh, it's a drawing.
Mate, John, what you've discovered today...
I'm wondering if the Catwoman's going to lead you to the Batman character and not what you need to see.
Apparently she's just like someone who hangs out Batman.
John, what I'm really enjoying is you've independently, right, as the sort of white het cis you've independently discovered the idea of the spectrum of sexuality. And you're like, oh, what a discovery.
It's a discovery.
I've realised something. Actually, John is the straight white one of the group, because Matt's basically ethnic, because he's Irish. And I'm clearly on the LGBT thing, because my wife's non-binary. So, can't be straight then, can I? See? Some people legitimately argue that, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, but clearly I really want to fuck an alien, so
yeah, you really want to fuck. So you're the weird one. You're the man. That's it. That's what we've established. You're just the normal white dude. And you're like, yeah, I'd fuck that alien. As if that aliens would ever go for you, John. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Maybe the aliens really enjoy Skies of Arcadia.
What is it with Skies of Arcadia? Why is that the default you're going to? Of all the things you could choose.
If you ever
I'm really starved of conversation. No one ever wants to talk about Skies of Arcadia. All right.
If you're ever in a CoxCon or a VidCon or something and you want to fuck John, just go up to him and talk about Skies of Arcadia. He'll give you his hotel room key.
Yeah. And then...
It would help if you dressed up like an octopus or just like a many-fanged lobster alien. Mm-hmm. But apart from that, he's good to go.
Yeah. He'll even do it if you're underage, because as we've established, John's a racist, sexist, pervert, pedophile.
Where did that come from? Jesus, that went quite over the line,
I'm just trying to find ways to cancel you, John.
Matt, too far. Too far, Matt.
Cancel Matt.
Too far, all right?
Jesus Christ.
Hashtag uncancel John the Racist.
Well, actually...
We're going to use that.
See, well, that's the thing. In that thing, you get all the fucking what is it? The anime fans who are like, no, it's fine. She's 1,000 years old, but she's in the body of your 5-year-old girl, so it's fine. You get those,
and also she's got cat ears for reasons that are unclear.
So it's fine that they want to fuck them, John. You don't understand, you see.
I don't think that's fine.
And that's what they say.
I might be the outlier.
Yeah, no,
here, but
that's what they say. Fine. You see.
You see, well, I think they've just drawn a little girl.
Yes, I would. Yep, yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
They just drew it. Like, you're not out of control when you're drawing shit. Like, it's not like, you're like, whoa, fucking hell, that's come out of me.
Well,
you actually choose what you draw. Don't make it vile. I'm trying to do I'm here talking about James Webb telescopes, and then I'm like, oh, this. John's like, I want a fucking alien, and Matt's like, you're a paedophile, John.
You know, I'm genuinely shocked that if you search Catgirl on Steam, there's only 7. No, actually, no, there's 34 additional that have been excluded. Okay, yeah, there's just over 100. I'm genuinely surprised it's that low.
I look at Keymailer. There's probably more on Keymailer.
Games about catgirls.
Oh, actually, on the topic of a thing we can't talk about, it's NDA to fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Where's my code? Where's my code, Matt?
I haven't had anything back.
Okay, cool. Never mind. We're not talk about that. Carry on. Carry on my wayward son.
I mean, admittedly, when this is released publicly, it'll
really
be past the day, but not
weird
to Patreon.
crossover fetishes in here. Oh, no.
Joe, what's your fetishes, then?
Huh?
What's your fetishes?
Oh, a gentleman would never tell.
You've been literally talking about how you want to fuck an alien for about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, obviously aliens, yes.
John has a foot fetish, but only if they have 3 toes, right? That's it. That's where John draws the fucking line.
Yeah.
John's gonna be like...
It's actually, it's odd. He only likes
It's Irish people, Matt, okay? It's you! It's Irish people with long hair, you sexy bastards.
You know what I think, right? You know how as we said earlier, Quentin Tarantino in every film is just Feet Man.
Yeah.
I watched Dawn Till Dusk, which he didn't direct, but clearly he must have put in his contract that he gets to suck someone's feet. Because he does.
Yeah.
And I feel like, John, is that what you do in the video games? Is that like you cut it out? Is that a policy when you do like you get an ad campaign and they're like, oh, we'll pay you £300 to talk about Paradox's new fucking alien dating simulator, and you're like, I'll only do it if I can fuck the aliens.
In all fairness, in Stellaris, you absolutely can. There's specifically an ascension perk you can take so all the aliens can fuck. And it increases the immigration attraction of your world because all the aliens want to move to your fuck planet. This is actually a thing in Stellaris. You can pass the fuck planet protocol, and all the aliens come and they all fuck each other, and you get half alien, half other alien hybrids.
No wonder you like Stellaris so much. Jesus Christ.
Stellaris. Oh, I own it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be doing that.
It's like I spend the night doing.
Matt, what's your fetishes?
Right? You know what I really like?
Is it loneliness?
Yes. I really like being on my own. It's called masturbation.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That's my fetish.
I'm just an amateur. I'm not very good. Sorry. I'm so... I'm trying to just have a genuine discussion about sexuality in this private conversation that we're having that people are listening into that are perverts. And I thought, you guys just...
Admittedly, I got, there's an app going around, just like anonymous Q&A app, and I opened it up yesterday, and I have had questions like that on there. What?
Has anybody here ever been sent a titty pic or a dick pic?
Yeah, I've been moderator, for fuck's sake.
I've never fucking been sent one! I want to see dicks and titties!
Okay.
It's not difficult to find them on the internet.
But can we just for legal clarification, do not send dick or tit pics, please.
I just feel
Not
I've
to the
been doing
official
this for
NerdCubed accounts, though. Just go to Matt. Dan doesn't look at them.
12 fucking years and not a single fucking flash of nip. It's been the worst.
They probably get sent all the time to the NerdCubed accounts. You just never fucking check them.
He's got a point.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe they have. Maybe my email inbox is full of smut, but it's also full of like the Taxman and red.
No, it's not full of
scary
Taxman.
emails.
It's mainly full of NFT companies trying to sponsor you for fucking like 30 quid.
Do you want to sponsor the Polonium one? No, I don't.
I'm just trying to. I've found a particular cat girl game here.
Oh god, here we go.
And I think it might.
John, half the last podcast was you talking about the big titty game, and now John's like, I'm gonna fuck a cat. Like every podcast, it's like
every time. The one before that was the mods. Remember that we talked about?
John's
the mods?
just horny all the fucking time.
John is so horny.
I just don't know. All the videos John makes, he's like, I've got to make them family friendly.
I was literally looking for how many cat girl games are on Steam, and I have found a cat girl game, which. The problem is, it doesn't appear to have been translated to English. It's all in Russian. So I can't understand. I can understand the screenshots. However, what I have established is it's a basic, match 3 game. But, clearly about cat girls. Except I've noticed 2 things of interest, which is, in a significant number of the screenshots, the women in question are in no way cat girls. Okay? And secondly... the organisation that you join in order to engage with the cat girls in the match 3 scenario you're taking place in is called the Golden Shower Order. But there is no further mention of anything of that nature going forward.
Wait, it's in Russian.
So when did this come out? Is this post Elden Ring, which has the Golden Order? Is it a pun on Elden Ring?
It might be. But it's there doesn't appear to be there's no mention whatsoever in the description of anything of that nature, that there might be any other fetishes being mixed in. I don't know whether it's about urinating on cat girls. Nothing implies that, but why did they call the organisation the Golden Shower Order?
Because it's a pun on an Elden Ring thing.
No, this came out in 2019.
Well, again, it's a Russian game, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I need to.
So
I'm going to
it's going to be Donald Trump or Putin related, clearly, isn't it?
It's Donald Trump.
Of course, it's going to be. It's a Russian game. It's Donald Trump,
Oh yeah, they got that video.
I can't see any mention of this. Honestly, the reviews aren't hugely detailed. Actually, they're mostly pretty short.
John,
yeah,
I think the only way for you to solve this conundrum is to buy that game.
Oh, hang on. No, I found one proper review. Yeah, there are downsides. English translation is sort of weak. Understandable, given the game costs 69 cents. Level difficulty is the main problem. The one level I got 3 stars with 7 moves remaining. Some levels I didn't bother getting 3 stars. There was no real gameplay behind it. Oh dear.
So, can we just establish, by the way,
review
that earlier in this podcast
of the cat girl urination game, which I love.
Earlier in this podcast, John, I was like, I really recommend playing Space Engine. It's for the wonder of the universe. And you're like, yeah, whatever. But now the cat fucking tits are out. You're like, oh, I'm going to get Steam. I'm going to buy them immediately. Don't so much care about my recommendations about the wonder of the universe, but cat tits. Oh, John's writing fucking there. Literally.
Yeah, but cats have more tits. They're like dogs, right? They got
they do have a lot of titties.
Well, strangely, that's not how cat girls seem to be drawn, which you'd think would be the one, compelling thing you'd use if you were drawing cat girls. You'd be like, okay, so there'd be big rows of titties.
But again, this is the Futurama. It's the Futurama mermaid logic, isn't it? It's the whole we want to have them be humanoid, and then they fucking just splooge out a bunch of eggs, and you're like, whoa, and you run away.
It's one of my favourite Futurama jokes. Fry in the bedroom with his mermaid bride. I love that. I love that scene so much.
Because John sat there going, oh yeah, I want to fuck that mermaid too, but that would be a problem,
What? Wait, why am I saying? I never mentioned mermaids.
What? That's the scene we're talking about.
Well, in the sense of, like, the thing is, yes, it's like, as Fry mentions, of course, there is the question of, would you rather fuck a mermaid or the other way round, where it's the fish the top
Well,
half?
John would fuck
Would
either,
you rather have a
clearly.
mermaid fuck you? That sounded like you were about to say. Would you rather fuck a mermaid, or would you rather the mermaid fucked you?
But that's the thing.
I'd
John's
rather
doing
the
it either way, as we've established.
Yeah, it's like the fish creature who's in the Guardians in Invincible.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah! I've watched that this week!
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah!
Invincible's really good.
You got around to it
How
finally.
fun. Yeah, I've finally
really
got around
good.
to watching...
Did you watch the...
I'm catching up.
Did you watch The Boys and like, I need more of that sort of thing?
Yeah, I tried to watch The Boys Diabolical, but it was bloody diabolical.
Some of it's
So,
good, some of it's bad. How much of it did you watch?
The Boys...
The spin-off, Diabolical.
all of it in one go.
Oh.
Honestly,
3
I
hours.
found the
Or
episode
2
with,
hours.
like, super cancer absolutely horrifying and really that was actually genuinely, to me, horrifying and scary.
Super
That was
cancer.
quite fun, yeah.
Like, the super tumor episode. That was really horrifying. I found that so unsettling.
That was alright. I like Justin Roiland's one, because it was very Justin Roiland and fuck it.
But you still not
Sometimes
watched
it
the
just
Orville?
turn out. No, I am watching Strange New Worlds now, though. That's my next... I'm on Strange New Worlds. Yeah, I've watched the second episode.
Fucking time.
I was thinking of watching Strange New Worlds, but then I think I saw somewhere that it has fucking time travel in it, and basically, I think Star Trek loses its fucking tits
It
whenever
doesn't have time travel.
gets involved. Fuck time travel.
It doesn't
in
have
Star
time
Trek.
travel. It doesn't have time travel.
There's some
Also,
form
the
of time
best
travel in
episode,
it.
the best episode of Star Trek is about time travel.
Yeah, but like the Strange New World, I've watched most of it, and it's not going to add any time travel in.
Spoilers.
I've seen snippets specifically talking about time travel in it.
I mean,
there's
maybe
time
there's
travel
some
in there
time travel.
fucking
But
somewhere.
they've referenced because in Discovery they did time travel, and they were involved in Discovery, but like it's not in the show itself. Also, yeah,
and don't
Daniel's
forget the
right.
entire
Some of the best
fucking
episodes about
series
time
with
travel.
Archer. What was that? Was that also Enterprise?
That was Enterprise. That was the Time Wars.
Yeah, that was
Let's
that.
do the Time Wars
Yeah, I
again.
enjoyed watching that until they went into the fucking temporal course. Like, fucking hell, stop being about time travel.
No.
You're not a fucking time travel show. Fuck off.
No, the best.
I'm about
The moment
time
I hear
travel.
there's time travel in Star Trek as a major plot thing, I'm like, nope, fuck
No,
this shit, I'm out.
some of the best Star
John,
Trek
what
things
would-
is time
what
travel.
What would you think about, say, a book which has a focus on time travel and the...
If it's supposed to be a time travel story, I think there should be time travel exist in its own thing. Like, if you want to do a time travel
John.
story, you write your own time travel story.
John.
If you're doing a story that's not got time travel, don't introduce time travel into it because you're just gonna fuck
Sorry,
it all.
no, the one
I
with the
do
whales, the one
genuinely
with
agree with John.
the one with the one with the whales, fucking the episode of TNG where they keep fucking looping over and over again.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about. It's my favourite.
Like some really good. There's even the Voyager episodes where they find the time man.
If you really self-contain it, you just say, yep, we're just doing a time loop because of a weird phenomenon and it's a one thing and we can't repeat it. That's fine. But the moment you start thinking, oh, actually, there's a time machine and now we've got to go back to fix this, like, nope, you've fucked it.
I do avoid a lot
and
of...
now all of a sudden you can't get that genie back in the bottle and you're gonna fuck up
Yeah.
your continuity and it's all gonna be a
admittedly,
fucking mess.
one of my least
and
favorite.
you're gonna spend series trying to sort out this fucking
One
mess
of my
and you're never gonna
least
do it.
favorite things about Picard season 2 was them going, "Oh, we have to go back in time using the same method they did in the one with the whales." And they were like, "Oh, we can't do that. They had Spock. No one's like Spock." And they're just like, "We can do it, but we need the Borg Queen." And then they do it again, and it's just like, well, anyone could do it then, surely. If Spock can do it, Spock's just a guy. He's just a guy. He's not
He's a guy
Superman.
who listens.
He's not a Superman if he can do it. And that's their weird retcon to be like, oh, that's why it's never been done again. And I agree. Yeah, it does make a bit of a mess of it.
You better be, you gotta be really fucking careful if you're introducing time travel into something that wasn't supposed to have time travel in it when you first started it. You better have it under real controlled circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better spend 3 years planning that book if you want to put time travel on it, and definitely
then
not delay
very
another
clearly at the
year.
end say, and then the one time machine got smashed, and it can never, ever, ever be fucking rebuilt. Are we clear? Good.
I think you'd like the Orville, John. Orville season 3, one of the episodes is around sort of ish time travel, and it fits into that self-contained rule thing that you seem to quite like.
Yeah.
Orville season 3 is fantastic,
I mean-
absolutely fantastic. Just
I'm gonna go through Star Trek first because I actually want to watch good Star Trek for the first time. Stop kissing the Orville Series 3.
it's better than Stranger
Stop
Worlds.
it! Oh god, that's just the horriblest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
You haven't even
Happy birthday. Right, so... Fuck, is that... Well, why are we doing this still? What is the point of anything? Oh, God!
Daniel complains when we do stuff all the time, and he's always the one who prompts the things happening in the first place.
Yeah, I wanted to do a podcast. I just like talking to people. I'm so lonely.
Yeah, but every time, Dan's like,
got
let's do
dogs
this
to talk
thing.
to. I haven't got dogs to talk to. I wish I had dogs to talk to.
Why are there no dog girls?
There probably are.
I think there are. I think there probably
Is it because all dogs are boys and all cats are girls, like I've always been saying?
I think possibly it's because that kind of goes into werewolf stuff instead.
That's wolves.
They're very closely related.
Is there been a were-cat? It's because I can't be asked. Fucking cat. Well, it wouldn't be a were-cat, would it? Because where is the human thing? It would be cat-wolf. Oh, there's been a cat-dog, though. That was great. I like that.
What's happening?
Huh? Oh, I don't know. I zoned out hours ago. I wanted to know what John's fetish was, but he didn't. He didn't.
No, he's definitely taking the bait. He's been talking for about 2 fucking hours about what his fetishes are, and no one's said terms.
What did you... Okay, Matt, if you had to guess what John's fetish was, though, just from knowing John, what would you think it was?
Aliens and tits. Aliens and tits.
That's from this
conversation. I mean, that's fair, and honestly, I don't even think of that as a fetish. That's just the starting point.
I would have said
Who the fuck isn't into aliens and tits?
I would have said
put your hand up at home if you wouldn't be into aliens and tits. See, not one fucking hand.
I mean, I'm sure all the people who are attracted to femininity probably aren't into the tits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think grandmas is what John's into. Like, just randy octogenarians. Just, because I think that's John's speed, because you could fuck someone and then they can bake you biscuits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, I've never been into that before, but that's a very compelling pitch you've just made.
The indication I get from John, he doesn't really have any particular kinks. He'll just kind of fuck anything that moves.
There's no.
Oh, that takes me back to my student days.
I know, you've told me about them at length.
I know.
There's no chance of teeth during any form of oral sex because I can just take them out. It's a winner, isn't it? I feel that's John's speed.
I swear I saw that in a TV show once.
I feel like Matt would be into, like, goth girls who really fucking hate the Irish.
Oh, yeah. Matt's into being dominated by goth girl. 100%. Yeah.
No.
That's what I see for you, Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just as long they have to really fucking hate the Irish, though.
And I think it's like, it's not just in the bedroom. It's like, it's full on for like 48 hours straight. He's like wearing the collar and he has to do whatever they say. He has to go out in public with them wearing the collar, do what they say. Yeah.
Bang the drums.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck me.
Could you imagine you have to stop midway through because the orange order procession goes through your bedroom?
You know what's the worst thing? Right, because my birthday's obviously today. Today's 13th of July. Yesterday's fucking orange order day. So every birthday, I'm fucking the day before just fucking, let's kill the Irish. Do. Everywhere.
I'm sure those aren't the actual lyrics.
Yeah, you're
I feel like I think you're reading a little bit into the lyrics there.
No, the lyrics. They do have some literal lyrics which are like the Irish are all rapists and they should fucking go home. We hate them. Fuck. They're all rapists, the Irish. Paraphrasing, but
Hang on, I'll read I've got it here. I've got the Orange Order theme song lyrics. It says, fuck the Irish, stab them in their eyes, use a melon baller on their bollocks, and then kick them in the shins. That's the first.
Genuinely, they take pop songs and they just reword them, and then they'll play the pop songs without the lyrics and be like, no, we're not doing the hate song, we're just playing like Come on Irene. And it's like, we hate the Irish, oh, kill them all, oh, I hate them, they're all fucking rapists. And, it's just...
Yeah, they've got ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ting, tang, wanna, not being Irish. There you go, so that's another one they do. If you're Irish, there's some good comedy happening right here. But if you're not yet,
or Scottish,
I've just popped a link for you in the little room we share here. Okay. I finally found an English. Oh no! Dan just left in disgust.
I accidentally quit. I went well into that room. I was like, yeah, let's see. Oh god, what's this?
It's more fucking cat tits.
No! I finally found a game of Dog Girls, as you were requesting such a thing. This is the translation of which 6 dog breeds are represented in the Dog Girl game.
She looks like she's 6 years old.
And also, you'll notice if you actually click through, that's just 2 of the breeds.
I'm
The
not
other
clicking
4
through.
breeds, the other 4 breeds are in the follow-up. I'm going to be honest. I think Matt would be into the Siberian Husky Girl.
Also, by the way, just as an
You're gonna have to click through to that.
Just as a brief off point, just because I've got.
Introduction to the Siberian Husky Girl. Silent, stoic, fine with being alone. The moody one who acts out to get attention when she's lonely. Oh yeah,
It's the Irish.
No, look, right, I want to read this out. But the lyrics are, from Ireland they came, brought us nothing but trouble and shame. While the famine is over, why don't they go home? Now they raped and fondled their kids. That's what these perverts from the dark side did. And they swept it under the carpet, and Lord Johnny hid. Their evil seeds have been sown, because they're not of our own. Well, the famine is over. Why don't you go home?
Why would the Siberian Husky Girl say all those things? I got confused.
Because they're
What are we
fucking
talking about?
racists.
What are we talking about? I like.
It's a mix of Orange Order, racism, and dog girls.
I don't think, though, that you've denied it yet, Matt, that that's what you'd be into. Like, if someone really hated the Irish, I can see you being like...
I'm not
yeah,
a masochist.
Have you clicked through and seen the Siberian Husky
Yes, I've
Girl?
seen the fucking dog girls.
No.
Tell me that's not your type.
It's a
I
cartoon dog
deleted
girl.
the link.
They're not real.
All right,
That doesn't sound like a denial to me.
I don't want to fuck the
What am I
cartoon
into,
dog
John?
girl.
John, what am I into? Matt, what am I into? Come on. It's weird if I just say what you're into. Nothing. You think I'm into nothing?
Well,
I think Matt knows too well. That's the problem.
no, I do know weirdly more than I think I should.
Whoa, shit, wait, don't say anything real. Matt, I showed you that dungeon in absolute confidence.
Rebecca tells me too much. We've got There's a fucking...
I don't know. I just feel like no one buys that big a Dalek purely because they fancy having a big Dalek statue.
They've definitely done that. Although I have unfortunately edited several videos of Daniel like in a sex game.
What?
The amount of videos you've done on sex games, where I've had to edit
Played
them.
a lot of sex games.
Yeah, you're like fondling the young girl's titties, and you're like, ooh, you know.
I don't. That's not.
And I
Normally,
have to-
I'm hiding in your
I wouldn't use
cupboard
that
being like,
exact phrasing there, Matt.
That was the game. It's a student for
I'd
fuck's
also
sake.
like to point. I'd like to point out that any time I play one of those games, I always start with a little bit of consent for Matt. I'm always like, Matt, if you're uncomfortable editing this video, I'll do it. Just let me know.
Okay, 2 things. A, no, you fucking don't. B,
Yes, I fucking do!
B, you know how many times I have to edit out Daniel coming in those videos? He's like, Matt, edit that out, quick. I've just screw-looged. He runs off to the bathroom.
Could you give us an impression of the noise he makes during?
He doesn't really make much noise. It's just this little, like, noise. As he just flops, you know, and just, oh no.
Like a little machine just putting, just like, you know, piping out a little bit of, you know, tiny bit of cream on top of a pie.
Yeah, you know, just like, just, damn, it's happened again. You know?
I mean, it is like that, but it's like it's like.
Every
That
time.
was a really good impression of whipped cream out of a can.
In the middle of the night.
That was a really good impression of whipped cream out of a can right there.
In the middle of the night, I walk
That's why I
downstairs to
praised
Daniel's
that. That
house
was
sometimes,
remarkable.
and I hear a bit and I walk into the kitchen, and Dan's like, I've just been eating whipped cream straight with a can. He's been coming. He's lying. He's been lying to me this whole time in the kitchen coming. He is.
Then why would you eat the pie I offered you afterwards that was covered in it, Matt?
Speaking of cats, Stray comes out next week.
Oh, fuck off.
Who, what? No, wait, what?
Stray's out next week.
Is it that one that's free on PS5? It's free, isn't
it's gonna be free somewhere.
PS5.
I thought it was free.
So-
I thought it was one of the Epics free. I don't know. Might be. It looks. I don't know whether it's going to be good or not. I've no clue whether Stray's going to be a good game or not. By the time you hear this, there's a good chance we'll know.
It looks cute.
Yeah. It looks. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
but I
remember
don't
much.
think we've
I've
seen
only just
enough of
finished
it.
Elden
Right
Ring.
now, all we've seen is cat go, walks over things.
I've changed. I finished Elden Ring and I'm a different person now.
Mm-hmm.
I went back in Elden Ring. I tried New Game Plus, but I didn't super like it, so I started a new game again.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm going to play as a wretch, like a level 1, wearing nothing, doing nothing, just got a club sort of vibe.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's gonna. And then I got a shield was my first thing, so I started two-handing a shield and bludgeoning people with it, and I managed to beat the tree sentinel the dragon and the first boss
Yeah.
at level 1 just using a shield.
Yeah, perfectly reasonable once you've got your timings down for dodging and
You
whatnot.
did 3-hour streams just fighting the same boss on repeat.
Oh, Melania, whatever her name is.
I don't quite have the patience for that. Like, after I've had a few goes to the boss, I'm like, right, everyone who's watching the stream, join in, and I get the community to fucking do it
This is the thing. This is the thing with
And
Daniel.
even then, we couldn't beat Melania.
This is the thing with
269 deaths to her.
This is the thing, right? With Daniel's ADHD, he can't focus on anything. He's like, I'm going to do this exact same thing for 10 hours straight. Over and over again.
Yeah.
It's 2 speeds, really.
That's just his speed.
Yeah.
I've either got... It's like when people are like, oh, you're going to be able to do that in the next few days. I'm like, well, I either do things now or later. But there isn't any... Like, later is just later.
No,
like,
it is always later, yeah.
later. It's just... I'm not doing it now.
This is why
So if I'm not doing it now, why are you telling me?
See, whenever Daniel...
I was here first. Fuck you all.
No, Daniel likes saying later to things, right? But then whenever I ask Daniel for a specific day, I'm like, the day comes around, I'm like, hey, you going to do that thing today? And he's like, oh, I'm busy today.
Yeah, because it's later.
Yeah,
you should have asked me on a day when I was free. You should know these things.
That's the thing. This is what I've got. This is why I'm good at this job, everyone. Because I've gotten to the point where I just say fuck it and I work around it. That's my skill. Is working around it. See, John sat there with his fucking timesheet, and he's like, oh, I'll do this. I've got exactly, 7 minutes and 39 seconds at, 7:24 p.m. on a Wednesday. And that's...
I know it's on recording tomorrow. I know I'm recording the day after. I've got the next 4 days perfectly planned out, yes.
Yeah,
I haven't recorded a video in about a month and a half.
Yeah, admittedly, I've not edited it because I've been fucking dying for the past month.
He's been dying, so I've not bothered. I have got like a backlog of like 4 or 5 videos. I did really raid Steam during the sale, though, to get some interesting new shit.
Yeah. Admittedly, though.
And then I bought a game today. I accidentally bought 4 games that I wasn't meant to. And I'm clumsy. I'm clumsy in the way I bought a game by accident. Because I leave things in my basket. I'm like, oh, I'll buy them when they're on sale. And then I don't. And then I just click buy on a thing that I'm trying to buy. But I bought... Actually, John, you might be interested in this. Fucking hell.
What?
It's called Urbeck City Builder.
I'm pretty sure I got sent an email about that. Hang about.
Oh, I just bought it today. It came out today, and it's a little voxel city builder thing. But it's about resource balancing. So if you build houses, they need a certain amount of food. So you build more food, but that needs a certain amount of wood. And it's just about keeping everything level while growing your city, as opposed to like it feels more like Islanders and Dorf Romantic and stuff like that than like a City Skylines.
I saw the trailer for this. I'm going to be honest. I looked at it and thought, yes, that looks fine, but like not interesting enough to justify actually making a video or anything. It's actually pretty good.
Can I briefly make...
I mean, it got a demo, and so I downloaded the demo. I was like, oh, let's have a play of the demo. And I got like 5 minutes into the demo, and it's like, oh, and if you want to walk around your city, click this button. And I went... and so then I decided...
You want to know the thing with Daniel, right? And see, I get all the receipts. So I get all receipts for this.
So you know how many Cat Go games he actually buys, despite what he says.
Yeah, but I mean, on my 5 games that are on Steam, that it's like your recent games, the third one, it just says the word cat in massive letters.
So, this is the thing. But even then, this email I got today, it's that game Daniel mentioned, and 4 Planet Zoo DLCs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have sent Daniel codes for all of those DLCs previously.
Lol. That's what I put in my basket to remind me.
100% I absolutely do on occasion have to, like, just before I'm about to buy a game, just check the inbox in case I already had code for it.
But you see, Daniel doesn't do that. He doesn't have to. I get the email, I've already got codes for that. I mean, not only did I already have codes for this, I've already sent them to him months ago. And he hasn't redeemed them, and then he forgot.
No, what? No. One of those codes, one of those DLCs came out a few days ago.
Oh, okay, 3 of them.
I'm going to be honest, I do straight up see voxel games, and that turns me off. I'm sick of fucking voxel.
I'm not a fan of the answer.
Really? I'm fucking sick of voxel.
I love a voxel.
I used to. It's so charming and cute and interesting. It's like, no, that was before there were fucking thousands of them.
I don't know. It's a style I quite like because it means that it almost guarantees a clean art style that is... you can get really, especially if you light it well, it can look really fucking stunning. Voxels. I look like Teardown and shit like that. You don't look at Teardown and go, ooh, voxels.
No, but I think a lot of games sort of lean on that. Some games lean on an art style very heavily, and some art styles I feel like I have to say the voxel looks kind of feeling. I do agree with John, it's getting a bit overdone. See, I'm fine with it in teardown and stuff like that, but it's something I'm only fine with if the game itself is really exceptional on top of it. And teardown sort of needed to do voxels to work in how it did. I clicked the game and the first thing that came up is, can you destroy 100 million voxels? That's one of the achievements, by the way, is destroy 100 million voxels.
I'm into that.
So, but that kind of requires it to work. Whereas a lot of games, it's just a visual style. Which if it doesn't.
Meanwhile, I've got a really difficult question for both of you.
Yes.
Which do you think is going to be the best game launching during the week commencing November 7th?
What the fuck was that question?
You've got November 9th. You've got God of War Ragnarok. Okay. It might be pretty good. But on November 8th, really trying to get in there and steal its thunder, Skull and Bones, Ubisoft's pirate live service game that's been in development for about a decade. It was originally supposed to come out in 2018, but they've had to rebuild it twice. Which do you think's going to be which do you think's going to sell better and do better and be better out of those two?
It's a pretty close.
It's hard to fucking say. Jesus Christ, Skull and Bones still exists.
This is Ubisoft who pulled the Assassin's Creed Liberation because they couldn't be bothered to get rid of the DLC.
Yeah.
And then immediately revealed a game whose tagline is "Long Live Piracy."
Yeah.
Liberation HD no longer exists. You won't be able to play it even if you own it. It's going to be removed from.
They've now rolled back on that, but they haven't really rolled back. What they've actually done is they've decided they can't get away with it on this occasion because there was an outcry.
Yeah.
But they've also clearly stated, you know what? Next time we can get away with it, we're going to fucking do it because we just tried.
If you've got DLC for Far Cry 3 or something, because all the servers are down, it won't work. It can't connect to anything, and they never bother to fix it. They never have an out for fixing it and cleaning it up afterwards.
Yeah.
So I think, this is an interesting discussion. A lot of people are like, piracy. I think that this is when we should have a legitimate discussion about what constitutes abandonware.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if you cannot buy that game anymore...
100%.
It's abandonware.
100%.
Yeah.
That should be... Sorry, you might want to sell it in a future way, but tough titties, you've especially if you take people's access away.
No, my policy has always been...
We've had stuff like that before. Actually, there was something... If you've ever bought a Studio Canal film through PlayStation, you're going to lose them all.
Yeah.
That was the thing that was announced not that long ago. They're getting rid of all the Studio Canal videos off PlayStation. So have you ever bought a Studio Canal film, which are honestly my favourite kind of films? Mostly because I think that is the best If you sit down and watch a film and the Studio Canal thing plays, you know you're going to watch a really good film. Yeah. It tends to be a lot more hits than anything else. But if you bought any of those films, then they're gone. You just don't have them anymore.
Yeah.
And this is why I buy everything on Blu-ray.
My policy is always, right, I am sat here with my wallet open. I'm going to... See,
one sad, lonely moth flies out.
This is why I was so annoyed about...
John fucks the moth.
Paramount have notably been pretty bad for this, because obviously all the South Park specials and Strange New Worlds and stuff was just not available in any way in the UK. There was no way to watch it at all.
Yeah, they just didn't bother giving us access to the Harley Quinn series for about 6 months.
I'm sat here with my wallet open going, I'll pay the 30 quid for a digital fucking series on fucking Amazon or iTunes or whatever the fuck. I've got my wallet open and nah. And I'm like, there's a point. There's say when we're talking
I don't want to pirate this, but I literally can't buy the fucking thing.
This is the thing, right? We're talking about abandonment where it's I am sat here. I will jump through awkward hoops to buy something if I have to. Yeah. I will. But, fuck me. You have to let me buy the damn thing. Yep. And, I buy all my movies on iTunes. And I've not had any removed, but obviously, the problem with digital ownership is that it can just be revoked at any fucking time. And I feel completely ethically appropriate that if they remove a fucking movie from my iTunes library, I'm going to pirate the fuck out of that movie. I feel ethically...
And I think people need to absolutely make their own decisions, but I think you need to also, look at if a particular publisher has decided, fuck it, the basic concept of ownership doesn't matter to us anymore. We have clearly stated and demonstrated we're happy to just say, fuck it. You tried to buy a single player game, but we might take it away later. Well, then you've said, well, fuck it. Basic contracts of ownership don't matter to us. And some people are going to look at that and look at Ubisoft and think, well, fuck it, maybe the basic concept of, contracts related to ownership don't matter to me either. Maybe I'm just going to not pay for Ubisoft games.
This is literally,
I
will read...
Oh, I'm doing that because I'm not playing any fucking Ubisoft games.
Well, yeah, me either, because that look... Did you even see the gameplay trailer for Skull and Bones?
No, why the fuck would I bother?
I think it's worth watching because what the interesting thing is, they put it out. Like, it's... No, it's really fascinating. If you watch it, you think it's like someone's giving,
7 minutes.
It's almost as if... It's so boring. The guy who's doing the voiceover sounds so bored, and he speaks in this very dry, technical language. And it almost sounds like, a third party is trying to very briefly sum up why Ubisoft games are all the same as each other. Like, there's no excitement, there's no points of difference. And it's just like, that someone in there has drunk the Kool-Aid so much they are blind to themselves. They cannot see it anymore. They now think, actually, you know what? This is how we make our games, and we shall simply repeat the process. You will now zoom in on the ship, and thus you will have scanned it, and now it is tagged, and you know what the cargo is, so you can pick a target. It's just like, they make it sound so boring. Like, it feels like someone who wanted you to not buy the game put that 7 minutes together. It's incredible. The fact that at no point during the hugely complicated approvals process, probably right up to the top of the company, no one sat down and said, this has got no fucking energy, and there's nothing unique here, and it looks like it's a boring, uninteresting, generic Ubisoft game.
I get the feeling with Skull and Bones, right, that it's clearly been development health. It's been restarted, twice, 3 times?
3 times.
Literally, the first time it shows up in my calendar on my little long list of games I keep an eye on was 2018. A potential launch date of 2018.
I feel like Ubisoft probably the higher ups probably went, fuck it. We don't care if it's shit or not. But I bet they just want to, even if they only make fucking 10% of their money back, they'd rather do that, and they're just releasing it and they don't give a fuck.
But they seem to be genuinely under the impression that the best thing they can do for the game is make it look as much like a generic Ubisoft game as they can, which is such a weird position. And I don't know if what that means is, and what I suspect is, they've realised it's not going to be a big commercial hit, but they might be able to make their money back by milking a small handful of whales who really enjoy the Ubisoft
100%.
and are just fucking into it. And that's why they've decided to make a trailer that makes it look boring as shit, but really Ubisofty. Because a small number of Ubisoft whales might just be able to be milked for the next couple of years till they shut the servers down.
100%.
I mean, the concept of a whale mostly targets those with things like gambling addictions and stuff like ADHD and things. So that's who they're actually targeting, is to people who look at it and go, oh, look, you can slowly upgrade things, and I could do that, and then, oh no, I've got to pay loads of money. But they're just slowly turning all of their games into games as a service games, which aren't games.
It's why, right? Because I think all three of us would generally agree about Assassin's Creed Odyssey being a decent game, right?
Yeah, Odyssey was a fun time.
But
I liked Odyssey, yeah.
But you could tell during that they were kind of moving to that games as a service. And then Valhalla, have any of us really played Valhalla?
No,
I didn't even get to England. I didn't make it past the fucking prologue.
Of us fucking
the fucking Scandinavian prologue was so long.
It was so long. It just nothing was happening.
Because it fully moved to that sort of system. And clearly the people who were really into that Ubisoft thing kept playing it. And I know they kept playing it, and they kept buying all the DLC, because there's been 70 million fucking bits of DLC for the thing. Yeah. You can go to Ireland, you can go to France, you can do all this random nonsense, and, buy the new skin for your horse, and buy the new skin for your ship, and buy the new skin for fucking... and it is completely, it's been fascinating. Assassin's Creed, a really interesting series to examine, just to see how much it shifted with the games industry, and Ubisoft...
but that's really interesting as well, because... Assassin's Creed is like one of the most recognised outside of gaming series now. Like, if you were to talk to people people in the street about video games, they might be able to do your FIFAs and your Call of Duties and stuff, but a few of them will throw in Assassin's Creed. And I always find that it's weird that Assassin's Creed is a thing, so maybe the target demographic is people who know what an Assassin's Creed game looks like.
Well, yeah.
They're going to go for that more mainstream audience doing that.
You're trying to target the same sort of vibe of the FIFA games, just release the FIFA game every year, just get the games as a service, just get it going, sell the fucking game, it doesn't matter. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I feel like someone who's coming into Assassin's Creed now, who hadn't played a previous one and wasn't aware of the history of the series, might be a little bit confused as to the distinct lack of assassination.
Yeah.
Like, there ain't much assassination in Assassin's Creed. Like, the earlier Assassin's Creed, very often the plot was centered on, hey, you've got to fucking assassinate this guy.
Assassin's Creed 1.
And you were working up to doing a big assassination
Assassin's Creed 1
on
was
a
just,
regular basis.
Assassin's Creed 1 was
like,
just
hey,
Hitman.
there's these 5 fuckers, they all need to die by the end of the game. Here's a short assassination for the first one, then it gets progressively more complicated in a bigger and bigger city. But it was leading up to big assassinations. And the more recent Assassin's Creed, it's like, oh, we're nation
Pope's
building.
An alien.
We're like migrating to England
That's the
because
whole
there was
point.
like political upheaval in Scandinavia,
Isn't it? Because
and
all
we
they're
have
doing,
to like
all they're doing is
there's
using the
like
Assassin's
a
Creed
king,
games.
but he's got a magic alien artifact, so we've got to like. Where's the assassins?
They're not. They're just.
How do you assassinate
They are
people?
just using the Assassin's Creed name on a different game because they know it'll sell the game, regardless of what the game is. They're just making a vaguely historical RPG themed thing, and they can just slap the Assassin's Creed name on it, and it instantly. You know how there was that trend, especially a while back, of just making a sequel to films, but they weren't anything to do it. Like American Psycho 2.
Cloverfield.
Like American Psycho 2, which is just a Mila Kunis film that had nothing to do with American Psycho, but the studio went, we're just going to call it American Psycho 2 because it'll sell better. It's got nothing to do with the film.
Yeah.
And that's what Ubisoft.
I mean, what's weird, is you can try and do that thing that sells better, or you can actually just put the fucking effort in. That also seems to sell stuff.
Well, it's
Elden
frustrating. Though.
Ring, which is honestly the best game I've ever played.
Well, so
ever.
You know how?
Wouldn't go that far, but it's very good.
Okay, because when we're talking about Ubisoft,
whoa! Me and John gonna have a fight now. Very good is too low. 9 out of 10, John. I'll fucking stab you.
Look, I'm still saying it's in my top 10 of all fucking time.
Not good enough. It should be number 1.
if we're talking,
it's not New Vegas, and it's never gonna be.
If we're talking about
creativity, it's better in
creativity,
literally every single way.
in the context, especially Ubisoft, right? Because I think Watch Dogs Legion's an interesting little thing, in that that's doing a lot of interesting stuff in a lot of ways, right?
I agree.
It's doing a lot of interesting technological stuff. It's doing a lot of interesting stuff.
A lot of interesting systems. A lot of interesting storytelling potential.
Yeah. And clearly, it didn't have the backing from the publishers as much as it should have.
No.
And they've sort of abandoned it now, and it hasn't done very well. Clearly, it's clearly done well, but you know how Ubisoft are like, oh, it's not met our sales expectations. It's only made $50 billion,
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a weird thing when that came out, because I was kind of sat there going, I really hope it does well, if only just so the big business people were like, oh, maybe new ideas are good. And it's not, and that makes me sad in a sort of like, because it's just they're being...
Watch Dogs didn't feel like a Ubisoft series in that it came out, because Ubisoft were very much experimental.
Yeah.
They had, they were always pushing very experimental. I mean, you look at the first 3 Far Cry's and you've got 3 completely different takes on the concept of an open world shooter. Because the first one's all like tropical and mutants.
And the second's just
and
fucking
the second one's that
disease
dark,
and
gritty,
sadness.
Yeah, and it's great. Fuck, it's rust. It's like rust. It's just the game's rusting away as you're playing. It's wonderful. And then the third one's this big, balmy, tropical adventure, silliness, craziness. And then the fourth one is the same as the third one. And the fifth one is the same as that one. And it's
the 6th one's the same.
Little ones in between, and it's always the same thing. Then Assassin's Creed became always the same thing. And I'm assuming the Tom Clancy games have always become the same thing.
They are.
And Watch Dogs always felt like an outlier because the 3 Watch Dogs games couldn't be more disparate again.
Yeah.
There's definitely some big similarities insofar as big city map, go-to
but like,
event marked on big map.
Thematically, like thematically, the gameplay elements are different.
Well.
But structurally, which is what because there's a lot of faffing about, structure takes a lot of the time in Watch Dogs, and structurally they are quite similar.
Yeah, but they are doing different things.
Because you're building up your own team and you're doing all these extra little bits and pieces like that. The third one, I'd say, is a completely different game.
1 and 2 are thematically very different, even though they're following a similar structure. They feel like really different games, even though in a lot of ways they're very similar. Watch Dogs 2 is a lot lighter, and it's a lot just... everything about it is lighter and more relaxed.
I just feel like the difference in 1 and 2 feels quite minor to me. Like, I'll agree, in the first, it just felt like you're doing a lot of the very similar things, but in 2, you're doing them with a bit more variety, and you're happy rather than miserable.
But that makes a big
In
difference.
one, you're doing all of those things, but you're miserable and grumpy. And in 2, you're happy and cheerful and colourful. But it's very similar.
It's sort of the jump between GTA 4 to GTA 5.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. I totally agree. Yes.
Heavy, oppressive, rainy New York City in a really boring game where they took all of the fun out to an actual Grand Theft Auto. So, you know... Oh, I've been trying to play... Because Matt keeps telling me the Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best games I've made. So I bought it on the Steam sale.
No, I don't
think that. I bought it on the Steam sale, and I thought, I'm going to try it like Breath of the Wild, because I didn't like Breath of the Wild until I played it in bed on a handheld, because then I could sort of like... It was like a nighttime-y routine thing. And so the bits of it I've played, apart from the missions, because they're shit, have been alright. I do enjoy sort of like, I'm going to go and hunt a deer before bed. You know, that's nice. Unfortunately, it crashes every 20 minutes.
That's fun.
Just fucking flat to desktop, nothing, just death, crash. And I'm like, oh, you literally can't progress in this. And they don't checkpoint midway through missions because it's Rockstar.
But that feels like one of those games, almost, not like Legion, but a game that had a lot of interesting systems in that clearly weren't, that almost like the studio didn't really quite have enough faith in it being different and tried to push in the old style Rockstar format.
No, I think it's too far the other way. I think it's too auteur. I think that there's...
But they've not committed to either.
Many bits where... No, but I think like stuff like picking up all the cans of beans, which I always come back to, because I think that is a fundamental misunderstanding of the very absolute basics of video games. I have never seen a mechanic where I go, that there proves that whoever's making this doesn't actually know modern video game design. Because actually having to go and bend and pick up each fucking thing that you want to pick up and pat down on things is less immersive than the less realistic thing of just seeing a thing and pushing a button.
I don't think it's immersive, but I think the fact it slows everything down a bit is quite important.
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree.
I think you can slow it down by, you know, having a larger area to explore, having things fly off a little bit. If you shoot somebody and stuff falls out their pockets, I don't know. You know, there's some fun.
Oh yeah, there's other ways to do it.
To maybe move a body.
You could Elden Ring.
I don't know what John just.
He's cut out. He's cut out on Discord. Yes. I mean, his recording's still going.
Riding your horse through a fucking stunning landscape are nice and important. Uh-oh. What? Where'd you go? Where'd you fuckers go? Hello?
His recording's still going. He's probably talking about something else now.
Yeah, you should probably write this down when you edit this, as this is the time when we were both talking over each other.
What's happening? Oh no! Guys, help me! Okay, we're just gonna go. We're gonna try again. We're gonna try again. It's gonna be great. We're gonna try. What the? What's happening?
2 hours.
But John's right. Elden Ring did go.
2 hours. Brilliant.
So, Matt, how have you been? Maybe we should wrap it up now. John's dead. It's been 2 hours 10 minutes.
He does have to go in 20 minutes.
Yeah. So, I mean. Fuck it then. I guess John's departure has ended the podcast.
I think he might still be talking.
I kind of hope he's still talking, but we're not going to edit his side of this into the conversation.
You know, I'm gonna intercut. I'm gonna intercut between us talking and John just being like, "Well, actually, I think."
I'm doing my best, guys, but I'm all alone. Oh, do I even own the internet? Oh fuck.
Well, maybe all the people have got to. Oh, he's back on Discord. No, can't hear him. So, let's hang on. We'll just add some context in.
No, he's gone.
So, John just saw some black people walking past his house, so ran out to attack them. So we're going to wrap this up here. This has been the PodCats. Bye, everybody.
I can't.
I did do that. I just did do that.
Hello,
John.
Hello.
We're both fine, John.
Hi, John.
Oh, thank God.
We're both fine.
Guys, I was so lonely.
I was definitely in your end.
I got lost on the internet.
Just to clarify what happened, John, Daniel ended the podcast by saying that you went off to attack black people.
I just walked past your house. I'm going to get Matt to add in like a scrambling effect if you knocking your mic over.
I don't know if you want to add an addendum to that.
I hate you all.